voting. Sorry.
Pop culture reference. Sorry.
Hi, guys. Sorry we're late. Is my fault. And also my internet decided to take 5 minutes to start the stream. So no, it's not
Well,
really. It's like
girls
60
have to
seconds.
chat, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
we're yappers. It's okay.
Yeah.
I have some friends that call girls Furbies, and I'm like, you know what? It's fair. I can't be offended by
It
that.
kind of is true, though.
It's kind of true. Especially when
Yeah.
you get a couple of us together, just, oh.
Yep.
Anyways, how are you? I'm glad you were finally able to
Good.
come on.
I know. You've been on my channel a couple times. It was only fair I finally stopped by yours.
I know. I wish hopefully one of these days we can get you on Saturdays so you can hang out
Yeah.
with
In
Extra
a
and
couple
Disprove.
weeks when there aren't a million games coming out because we got Bonanza. Well, we had Death Stranding 2, which was walking simulator, and then Bonanza, then Wu Chang, then Tales of the Shire. So, a
Yeah.
couple
And
weeks.
busy, yeah. No,
Yeah.
just let me know. I know Saturdays are busy for you, but it'll be we'll work it in. We don't have guests that much. Like we used to do once a month and now just kind of like whenever we feel like it. So it's pretty loose. So
Yeah.
whenever you're free.
For
Furbies
sure.
chat. Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on. But so today we're gonna talk a little bit about Superman. I haven't seen it yet, but Vara saw it. I'm gonna go see it
Mhm.
tomorrow. But we're mostly gonna talk about the reactions because it's crazy to me.
Oh, it's been insane watching people fight on social media over
There's
it.
they're so mad. Like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I hate it, I'll tell you. If I love it, which I don't think I'm gonna love it, there might be like a middle ground where I'm like, it wasn't, awful, but it wasn't great. I'm gonna be honest with you guys though, don't worry. But it's so I saw somebody in chat that was like, oh, I forgot where it was. They said like Jeremy gave it a 2 out of 10 or something, and then someone else gave it a 6 out of 10, and someone else gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm like, that is exactly what's going on the internet right now.
Nobody can agree on this movie.
No, like someone else had said, maybe it was Flash, that you're either gonna love it or hate it.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on if you like James Gunn's like cinematography a lot because that's really what they lean heavily on with this movie is it being big and flashy and bright and colorful, which I do think fits Superman, but I feel like storytelling was kind of sacrificed with this movie quite a bit.
My thing is that, like, well, all of the trailers they were showing, like him just being so angry and stuff, it came across as
Mhm.
making him like a baby. And I get it that he's got to come into his own, especially if it's like it's a younger super. I almost said Spider-Man, younger Superman. But it's just showing that I can understand why people were bothered by it. But now that it's come out, it's so mixed. I do agree that like bright and colorful. I was never really a fan of the dark Snyder vision because like to me, I grew up with the Dean Cain Superman. That was the first Superman I was introduced to, and that was, he was in the bright suit and it was a
Yeah,
little
which
bit
is
more on
very different from
yeah.
Snyder's.
Oh, very different. I still think Henry was a great Superman. But it's just the writing was a little I don't know. It wasn't great. I wasn't the biggest fan of Snyder. Sorry, Snyder bros. Throw your tomatoes at me. I'm just being honest.
No, I
I
agree.
didn't
I like the more dark and gritty, like Snyder feel, but also I felt that Henry was good for what they gave him. It's just that they didn't give him good material to work with. I felt like he had a lot of potential as Superman, And I feel the same way with David here. David Corn Sweat, is that his name?
It's corn
He
sweat, but it's so hard not to say corn sweat. Like it's
Yeah, it is. He's a good Superman. It's just I feel what he was given wasn't that great.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll know tomorrow when I go see it. But looking on Criticus, it's so funny because like the overall verdict is decent, but you look,
I completely agree with that. It is decent.
but there's most excellent, decent, heinous, decent, heinous, decent, heinous, 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 bogus, decent, bogus, most excellent, decent. Like it's all.
Excellent.
I have not seen like reviews this like
It's
all
very
over the place
divided.
in a
Yeah.
very long time.
Usually it's the critics love something and audiences hate it or vice versa. It's
Yeah.
never this divided, I feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Not that Rotten Tomatoes really matters, but why not?
Rotten Tomatoes was super positive from what I remember seeing on X.
Yeah, because I seen like oh yeah, look at
Yeah.
two.
It is nowhere near those scores, in my opinion. That
No,
is crazy.
people were comparing it to Man of Steel, but it's not fair to do that just yet because I'm sure when Man of Steel first came out, the ratings were higher.
Yeah.
But then, like as more people went to go see it,
Well, right, because typically with the superhero properties, with like Marvel and DC, it's the super fans that go to see it first. And generally, if you go to see it like at release, you think that you're going to like it. And so right now, like the super fans of Superman are the ones who are like going to see it and rating it for like when the really early Wednesday showings and Thursdays.
yeah, definitely. Like I was gonna go early today, but I just didn't really have the time, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go tomorrow afternoon, make sure I have it before Saucy.
Yeah.
And that's really it. But because I'm not excited to see this Fantastic Four. I don't think I'm even gonna go to the theater to see that one. 'Cause I'm just like
God, that initially I was
It's
so
like-
excited for that movie, and it's just the more that we see, the less interested I've become.
they're giving us too much Pedro. Nobody
Oh,
asked
yeah.
for it. I'm
Like
more burnt out
every
on
single
him.
character should have gotten like an equal amount of screen time in the teasers and trailers, but it's because Pedro Pascal's Hollywood's golden boy, so they figure, you know what, everybody loves this guy, so let's just overload you with him. That sucks. I hate that so much.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's
No.
attractive. I don't see it at all. And yeah,
I think he's been good in like two things maximum. I liked him as Joel. I thought that he did a pretty good job. Not that that was necessarily a tough role to nail, I feel. And
No.
then in Game of Thrones, he was good. But that was also a decade ago, and his acting
Yeah.
has changed a lot since then.
yeah, everyone liked him. I feel like in Game of Thrones, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, he got killed." And then
Well, it was
like,
the same thing with Bella Ramsey. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, she's a rising star." And then they stuck them together. That did not go well.
no, and then now we got season 3 coming out. I didn't watch 2. I watched season 1, and then I was like, "Yeah, I can't. I know what's happening in season 2, so I'm
Yeah,
fine."
Season
It's
2
gonna
was
be.
bad. I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh my gosh, I was dead on Father's Day though because everybody on X was just like
Yep.
sharing that like in different meme form.
Over and
it was so
over and
funny.
over and over.
I don't know why they thought that like was good. Like, oh, this is gonna be cute. Put that in.
And that's on the seasons that they're following the source material. Never mind season 3 when they've got like, I don't know, 5% left to actually adapt from the second game. It's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, season 3 is just gonna be Abby, and nobody,
Yeah.
literally nobody likes Abby. And I feel like they use because I was trying to explain. I think it maybe was to Disparu, like that on Instagram especially. You see the Pedro fangirls,
Oh,
and it's all these like Gen Z girls that are just like obsessed with him.
It's the
and they-
TikTok girls, yeah.
Yeah, the
that are
TikTok
like, oh my
girls.
gosh, I'm gonna make a fan edit, and it's gonna be, I don't know, him smooching at the camera.
The ones that call him daddy, and I'm like, oh please
Yeah.
no, stop.
Oh
it.
my gosh, and now he refers to himself as daddy every other interview.
No,
Ugh,
he's-
I just can't. That's
I
just
get if referring to
good.
yourself is that that makes me think of there was a moment when Johnny Depp, someone was like, Johnny, you're Bay, and he was like, Bay, child, what does that mean? Like he was so confused, right? But
Yeah.
he didn't start calling himself Bay. Ugh.
no.
I'm
It's
kind of
like
glad
he's
that
just
stuff.
it's like Pedro Pascal's just trying to stay in their good graces because he knows that those are the type of people that Hollywood is trying to market their content to. And so if he loses those people, who's really going to be left saying, "Oh my gosh, put Pedro Pascal in this next movie?" I don't really think that many people, so he's got to
Yeah,
hold on to his fan group as long as he possibly can.
it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
Um, he just the pictures that have come out of him, like these shoots that he's doing, I'm like, who thinks this looks good? Like there was the one of him just like in his underwear and sweater,
Yeah,
and
he's
I'm
like in a
like,
diaper.
I know he looks like
No.
a toddler at the end of the mom's bed. Like I just threw up, mom. Like what's so freaking weird?
Yeah. I
I
just don't know
can't.
how you're supposed to find that sexy. Like, oh my gosh, he's so chic. Ew.
Yeah, look
No
at this. He's
thanks.
got a diaper on. It's hot. Um,
Yeah.
but my point with that is like they're like, catering to all the TikToker Gen Z girls, and they
Yeah.
lost their mind when because they didn't know the game. So they had no
Right.
idea that he was gonna die. So he dies. Who's watching season 3 now? You lost your
Exactly.
audience because
And I
the people that like actually played the game, they do not want
Yep.
to watch Abby. And then you
Nope.
have the Gen Z girlies that are sad that their daddy died. So
I feel like the actress they chose for Abby would have been such a good Ellie. She would
she
have been
would
so
have.
good.
She would have. Like, I don't know what they're I feel bad, like, coming at Bella Ramsey so hard, but
Oh,
it's
she
just like
sucks. I'm not
I
I'm not
well,
apologizing.
she's like, "No, she sucks.
No.
Come at her more."
Yeah.
But I mean, like, because I look at her like a younger girl, but I guess she's like in her 20s now. So like when young girls come out and then like we're coming at their looks, like part of me feels bad, but at the same time, then they open their mouths like Rachel Zegler, and I'm like, I don't feel bad at all.
Well,
Because
she's an adult, so ultimately it is
yeah,
what it is. Like if she was like 10, I'd be like, yeah, it's really weird to make comments about how a 10-year-old girl looks. But we're not talking about a 10-year-old girl anymore, and we're also
mhm.
talking about a woman who is very vocal. So,
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to what Bella Ramsey has to say
she
because it's
hasn't been
hard to
too bad, but at
look
the
at
same
her.
time, you know how actresses are.
Oh yeah,
There's
well,
always
'cause
some kind of slight comment or backhanded comment aimed towards people they don't like.
it's true, and she was cute in Game of Thrones, but she was a kid. It
Right,
was
she was
like
like 10 or 11, so
yeah, and their show, like I think it was actually Anna that had this up, and I seen the picture where she put side to side of like around Game of Thrones time, and she's like in a dress, and she looks all happy, and she's got a little bit of makeup on, and then like in that green atrocious suit that they had her in, she's just
ugh,
like
she
looks
looks
like
like
a
the
freaking
Joker. No
yes
thanks.
with a potato head, and I'm like, she just looks miserable.
Yeah, I feel like Hollywood was hoping that she would be the next like Ellen Page when Ellen Page was actually getting roles still and kind of half normal where you'd have an actress who maybe wasn't the most beautiful until you dress them up and you like put makeup on them and you put them in a dress and then you can have those like Cinderella moments in movies that they're in, but that I don't think really went the way Hollywood expected because you can't really do that with someone like Bella Ramsey, especially now that they're embracing like androgynous clothes and haircuts and things like that. So I
Yeah,
just don't think it went the way they expected.
no, we're not gonna have any "she's all that" moment
No,
anytime soon with Bella
definitely not.
Ramsey. It's because it's so strange because like the Hollywood that we grew up in, like if they took say a something and they adapted it, whether it was like a video game, a book, or a true story. Let's use true story as an example, and it's like a super ugly woman in real life, and they would get like a model to play
Yeah.
her. Hollywood used to be like that, and now they do like the opposite. They
Yep.
take a character that's gorgeous, like in a book, and then they find
It's so
someone like Bella
depressing.
Ramsey. Yeah, because like, and they say, oh, it's for catering to the male gaze. It's like, nah, straight girls want to look at pretty girls too. Like,
Yep.
it's just more appealing. We don't want to see these like dumpy girls and everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that it's fine to have roles or pick actresses who are not like traditionally beautiful if it's a part of their character, like Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones. But that's
Hmm.
not going to be for every character. And generally, people want to see above average. It's just
Hmm.
what the human eye is attracted to.
Yeah, no, it's true, and that's a great example. But Brianna was like, she was so noble and likable
Yeah.
too, which helped. It wasn't like she
Well,
was
right. She
insufferable
wasn't
and
beautiful, but also she wasn't physically beautiful, but she was emotionally beautiful.
yeah, that's a great way to put it. She was great. Everyone was rooting for her. Jamie was
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh,
Smushed
man,
under
Jamie's so
rocks.
stupid.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But back to the Superman stuff. I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip real quick. I don't think TMZ will hit me. So if you're watching this back and this clip that I'm talking about is gone, that means that they are being brats and it's just gonna be gone after the live stream. But this just to give you guys a bit of context of these articles that are coming out about Dean now saying that he's just like the worst. This was his article or the interview he did with TMZ, and we got like Kotaku saying former Superman actor doesn't like James Gunn calling the hero an immigrant. What's the Variety one? Ex-Superman Dean Cain says James Gunn made a mistake calling Superman an immigrant, and it's going to hurt the box office. How woke is Hollywood going to make this character? He doesn't say any of that. So let's take a look at what Dean actually said.
Well, what cracks me up is that people don't like Superman. He was traditionally called the Big Blue
You guys can hear it, right?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear it.
Boy Scout. And Superman's inherent weakness is his goodness. I mean, sorry, but those are great values in my opinion. You know, and I root for that. To see people picking on Superman and Jesse Waters making a funny comment about the Cave saying MS-13, he wasn't talking about the character, in my opinion. I think he was talking about, I know Jesse well and I love him. I think he's great and funny, but he makes great political points with some snark, and it's great. And I think it's wonderful. And the point I think he was making about the MS-13 thing on his cape was, how woke is Hollywood going to make this character?
See, he didn't even say that. He was talking about somebody else's point, but they took that and ran with it. Like he's saying it's going to be so woke and blah blah.
The access media being trash? No, that would never happen. They would never misrepresent someone's point to try to push a narrative.
I know, and it's funny because what he's about to say about immigration, and they're making it seem like he says it's bad, and we'll just finish it.
How much is Disney going to change their Snow White? Why are they going to change these characters that exist? For the times. For Superman, it was truth, justice, and the American way. Well, they dropped that. In fact, they let it go. They let that trademark on that go. So it's out there, and they came up with truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Changing beloved characters, I don't think is a great idea. I think if you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. But for me, Superman has always stood for truth, justice, and the American way. And the American way is immigrant friendly, tremendously immigrant friendly.
Wow. He said friendly. He's not talking bad about immigration.
Jeez.
But there are rules. You can't come in saying, I want to get rid of all the rules in America because I want it to be more like Somalia. Well, that doesn't work because you had to leave Somalia to come here to make America small. It doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, that's the gist of it. I'll stop while I'm ahead before TMZ gets mad at me, and I'll probably be okay.
I mean, his statement is so legitimate, though. Like, instead of taking beloved characters and changing them around, and in the case of Superman, getting rid of his motto, just make a new character. You can make a character that's similar to Superman.
Homelander.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. And that's fine. People don't have to like it, but you could at least give it a shot instead of taking a beloved character and desecrating their legacy and throwing it in the trash. There's a reason why Superman has been so popular for decades upon decades upon decades, and why he will continue to be special if they actually listen to what fans are saying and respect the character. But we know that they're not really that interested in respecting source material.
They're not. And it's like the funniest part of that is everything he said was totally fine.
Yeah.
He didn't come at anybody.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't target anybody. He didn't target any groups. He didn't make a political statement. He didn't do anything bad.
No. Hi, Blabs.
Hi, Blabs.
In this article, thank you for sending this, by the way, because this one's even funnier than the Variety one. We all know how Variety is. So here's something. I was on a stream the other day, and this popped up, and it made me pull out my little tinfoil hat a little bit. Do you think that Variety is trying to cater to Marvel? Like, would it surprise you? Not saying you have to think it, but would it surprise you? Because it wouldn't surprise me.
No, God,
no. They're trying to write these articles like, oh, James Gunn, is coming at the megas. So don't go see his movie.
It wouldn't surprise me if they had some kind of slant for a company like ultimately Disney.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because Disney owns like everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I because I did a couple polls and I've seen like over like the internet that people, no one's really was excited for Superman and no one's excited really for Fantastic Four. Not now, like you said earlier that you were at one point excited for Fantastic Four and then more came out and you were just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So like doing polls and stuff, I asked like, which one would you rather go see? And Superman won.
Oh, yeah. I
So
mean, ultimately, I think that Superman is just a a better character and
mhm.
generally could have a, I'd say, easier story to tell, because when you have like the Fantastic Four, right, there's so much that you have to explain unless you are literally just relying on it being the vibes and the atmosphere only. But with Superman, I feel like everybody generally knows his story, so they don't have to start right at the beginning, which isn't what they did. And I think that it worked out pretty well, but yeah, I just feel like even the marketing material was drastically different. The Superman was bright and colorful and focused on Superman, and then Fantastic Four is really just the Pedro Pascal movie.
yeah, which sucks because I think John Krasinski should have been in the role again. I know they
Yep, I
killed him
agree.
off, but he was just so much he's so much more likable.
Mhm.
He's like the actual dad, okay? I'm not calling him daddy, calm down, chat, but like he's better looking than Pedro Pascal and way more likable and a better actor.
Oh,
Uh,
100%. And with Vanessa Kirby, they would have been
they would
so
look
good
good
together.
together.
Yeah, because
Yes.
she's a good actress.
Yeah, I even like I keep forgetting his name. He was in Stranger Things and A
Oh,
Quiet
Joseph
Place.
Quinn.
Yeah, I liked him, like, as an actor until I started hearing what they're doing with, Johnny Storm, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So, I will admit that I don't know a lot about Fantastic Four, and that's probably another reason why Superman is gonna do better because everybody knows Superman. Everyone knows his story,
Yeah.
right? Fantastic Four, people do know it, but they don't know it as well. Like, you don't need to pick up a comic to know about Superman because he's been in the media since Christopher Reeve well, actually, George Reeves, but
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve is the one that made him popular, which I think to me, Dean Cain and Christopher Reeve were the best Supermen.
Yeah.
No shade to Henry because
I
again, it
thought
was the
Henry was
writing.
good. It's
He
just
was
that his
good.
movies were not good.
That's exactly
Yeah.
yeah. That's it. Like the look, absolutely. Like he looked the part. He did good with what he had.
Yeah.
I also didn't like what's her name,
Adams?
Amy Adams as
Yeah.
Lois Lane. Like I like her. I just don't know if like they didn't
She
have
felt too
chemistry.
cardboard cutout for me.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't have like the chemistry. Like
Yeah.
another
I think that's a
example.
problem with Henry Cavill, though, is I know
Mm,
this is a hot take because I like The Witcher and I thought that he did good as Geralt, but I generally feel like he does not have a lot of good on-screen presence with most of his female coworkers. And I think that he's just like he's very good as like an action star. As Geralt, he was really good. And I think that he had some good chemistry with Anya Carlotta. But generally, I feel like he doesn't have chemistry with a lot of his female co-hosts and
the-
co-workers. And that's why I didn't want him as the Aegon the Conqueror fan cast. I know that that was a Game of Thrones big fan cast, and oh, it would have been not good, I don't think.
I'm like something that I may get tomatoes thrown at me again for this. Sorry. I so compared to who they may choose, like Amazon's wish list, I would prefer Henry for James Bond, but I actually don't think he'd be the best fit. There's other people that would be better for James Bond because I just feel like he's kind of too jacked, if that makes sense. Like Bond isn't like very muscular. Like he's not, he's fit, I guess, right? But he's more like Pierce Brosnan. To me, that is
Yeah.
like the best like
Oh,
Bond
absolutely.
look.
Best Bond. Yeah.
Best Bond,
How do
yeah.
you feel about the new 007 game where he's a 25-year-old?
He looks like Tom Holland in that game.
He kind of does
Uh
that. That actor does kind of look like Tom Holland.
I'm probably gonna get the game because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be any good. But
Yeah.
I'll get it to we some of us suffer over here for you guys. Like we review these games for you guys and they end up being garbage. But it might be interesting. It kind of looks to me like it's gonna be like Uncharted type.
Uncharted Hitman,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, hold on. This is it. This is the fan cast right here. Ian for Bond. I mean, he's Scottish, so it works.
It does work. That is true. I
Like, give
feel
it a
like
to
the
Ian.
my problem with the new James Bond is that it's a standalone game. I thought it was going to be a trilogy and it was going to be, we were going to see, let's say 10 years in between, 25-year-old, 35-year-old, 45-year-old. So eventually he'd grow into the Bond we know and love, but they're not doing that. It's a standalone. So I don't know. Even that, my hype just kind of died after I found out that information.
Yeah, and also I see you guys, everyone in the chat. Hello, we're Furbying
We're
it up
women,
right now.
we're yapping.
We're women be yapping.
Yeah.
But I see you guys, and I will catch up on super chats in just a minute. We just got real excited. We haven't been on stream together in like a few weeks, like
I
a month
know.
or something. So we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Blabs knows all about the yapping. Could you imagine- Oh gosh, if Blabs was here,
Oh my gosh, this would be a 5-hour stream.
yeah. We'll do, maybe one day we'll do that. We should because you wanted to have a ladies panel. Maybe we can do it on your channel if you want sometime.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get Blabs
fine
on
with
there.
whichever.
Yeah. We'll plan it. But digressing is something that I do by myself. So whenever there's another female on the stream with me, forget about it. We'll get the topics, but it's gonna take us a minute.
Yeah.
But this article, thanks again for sending this to me. Former Superman actor doesn't like James Gunn calling the hero an immigrant. I don't know if you were listening, chat, but did you hear him say that in that interview at all? Did he even say anything about James Gunn? As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that Dean is not even downing this movie on his ex. Like I want it so bad. I want to watch. Gary did a review with him, right? I seen someone, I think Gary posted about it. I'm not watching it yet because I want to see the movie first. I want to watch it so bad though, because I'm so curious of what they're going to say about it. It sounds like a really good stream. But anyways, Dean Cain doesn't fully understand what the son of Krypton really is. Let me
I think Kotaku doesn't know who the hell Dean Cain is or what Dean Cain's opinion even is in the clip that they're reacting to.
They probably didn't even watch the interview. Someone probably told them, like, look he said something. He used the word immigrant and he used the word woke. Run with it.
That's it.
That's all.
There's your article. Slap it in a chat GPT. Get up your article.
My gosh. Really though. Some of these articles, like I feel like I'm having like a stroke or something. And I'm like, wait, no, they did triple write that word. Because I mess up on my own because like I'm like staring at screens all day. I'll see a word that I know and then I say it wrong and I'm like, oh wow. And then I'm like, wonder if chat caught that. And they're like, what did you just say? And I'm like, shh. I know the word. My brain is just loading right now. So it's hard enough when they do that. Like, and they mess up the words. I'm like, is it me or them?
Sometimes I have to read their stuff 2-3 times to be like, wait a minute, what are they saying?
I think they mean this word.
Yeah.
ChatGPT got them this time. So once Superman, always Superman. For a generation of kids too young to watch Christopher Reeve Superman run in the 80s, ABC's Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, served as their introduction to the invincible Titan. That means Dean Cain was many people's first exposure to live-action Superman, and he's not too happy with James Gunn's recent comments about the hero being an immigrant.
He didn't seem too angry to me.
He didn't even comment on it unless I'm hearing wrong. Maybe they have like this whole other like hearing, I don't know. But Gunn recently told the Sunday Times that Superman's story reflects the American experience, saying the son of Krypton is an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. Well, that got Dean Cain's retired red trunks in a bunch. In a video interview with TMZ, Cain didn't hold back his criticism, claiming that labeling the hero an immigrant will prove to be a misstep. I think that was a mistake by James Gunn to say it's an immigrant thing, and I think it's going to hurt the numbers on the movie. Maybe we missed that part of the interview. Maybe he did say that, but I still feel like it's being taken out of context because he seemed pretty chill during that interview. Not, no trunks in a bunch.
No.
I was excited for the film. I am excited to see what it is. I'm rooting for it to be a success, but I don't like the last political comment.
Yeah, see, that's not attacking the movie itself. That's not saying I hope that it fails because it doesn't push the narrative I want or anything like that. He's literally saying he's rooting for it to be a success. I say that all the time with games. I want games to come out and be good. It's not our fault that they end up being trash though. And then in this case, like he's just saying he doesn't think it's smart for Gunn to make a statement like that. That's still not attacking the movie though.
No, and it's right because, and then Blue Eyed Scorpio makes a point, wasn't it James' brother that said the immigrant thing? I think James Gunn mentioned something about it, but it wasn't like a political thing because when that reporter from Variety talked to James, he was just kind of like, well, I'll pull that up if you guys want to see it. I'm sure everyone's seen this, been floating all over. But no, it was his brother Sean Gunn, who went off the handle. So that's where like Variety got their headline,
Yeah.
Gun up in arms or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Sean Gunn is the one that actually said something that was bad. The sun's getting me, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna go over
She's
here.
blinded.
I can't see. I'm gonna mess up the words even worse. Okay, so here's Kane's issue. He's tired of Disney and Hollywood retrofitting legacy characters like Superman and Snow White with modern ideologies that, in his view, align with certain political trends but strip those characters of their original innocent essence. He didn't say any of that. We saw that part. He was quoting, well, not quoting, but he was saying what he thinks someone else meant. I can't remember the guy's name that he was talking about, but he didn't even say any of that. Put simply, he's tired of his favorite characters becoming, wait for it, woke.
He's just like, or a lot of people, not even just him, just sick and tired of seeing companies take existing characters that have existing meanings or even statements behind them, right? Like Superman's motto, and then changing them or getting rid of those mottos altogether. He's just worried, like many people, about companies respecting the source material of these characters. And this movie didn't, massively change anything or change any context or trash really like Superman. But at the same time, judging by the teasers and trailers, and then you have what is Gunn, the director, producer, XYZ. He's a bunch of different things behind it. Right. When somebody comes out and makes a statement that could be seen as political, yeah, you're going to take a step back and be a little bit more worried maybe than you were before.
Yeah, and I could see like Dean probably would mean by the immigrant thing is because of the political climate right now. He's like just using that word probably wasn't the best. Not saying that
right.
He is
People
one,
like
but
James Gunn just want to use these hot button words to try to get articles written about them and get press and just ultimately get attention for their product. I mean, there's a lot of companies and individuals that think all press is good press, even if it's negative, which definitely isn't the case.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it's just funny because he didn't even say like himself that I'm tired of my favorite characters becoming woke. No, he was talking about somebody else. Like I think what he means is that he doesn't want it to like turn woke. And then this little paragraph is my favorite because he didn't say this either. To Cain, Superman has always stood for truth, justice, and the American way, but only the American way of decades past, not the modern one, which he suggests is compromised by too much immigration. When he straight up said America was built on immigration, but there are rules. That's all he said. He did not say, he never said too much. I mean, he said if you do like at the end of that when we didn't finish it, like that if there's too much immigration, it's going to mess up, the way of like America's run life here. Yeah. But like he didn't say like no immigration. He said that there's rules.
There's paths and rules you have to follow. Right.
Yeah. Just
that's
ridiculous.
Not that at least in my opinion that shouldn't be deemed like a political or like a controversial statement, but you know how these journalists are, they have to turn everything into a controversy.
Oh yeah, that's so. And he knows too. Like at some point, like especially people like Dean that lean more on the conservative side, right? They're open about it. They know their words are going to get twisted.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why they end up being so careful. And his statement was careful. It's not like he was going on a political rant for 20 minutes and TMZ or even Kotaku here have any legitimacy to their arguments against him because he didn't even say half this, or he said something that they've twisted to mean something completely different.
Yeah. Shane says these journalists need to feed their cats too. True. I guess. Yeah. That was just super silly. Like, but we're used to it. Especially with the Variety. I just love how they said ex-Superman. Dean Cain says James Gunn made a mistake. And then how woke Hollywood is going to make this character. That's still not as bad as Kotaku did.
No,
I'll be honest.
Kotaku is definitely worse.
Yeah. See if I go this way. Nope, it's worse. I'm staying over here. I'm just going to lean for a minute, guys. Sorry. I'm going to get a blackout curtain. I'm going to just finally do it. I just try to keep sunlight. Okay. I live in Florida. I can't escape it. But let me catch up on Super Chats real quick, and then we'll get back to the topics here. Connect that out. Okay. Christian Rocker for $1.99. Thank you so much. Very much enjoyed the movie. 8 out of 10 for me. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Christian Rocker. As I said earlier, I'm going to go see it tomorrow. So you'll get my review on Critic List. And then I'll also be talking about it on Saucy. I'm sure Disbrew is going to have a lot to say about Rachel Brosnahan. Andrew Thomas for 10. Thank you, Andrew. Happy Thursday, Sexy, Wicked, and Vara. I am also going to see the new Superman movie tomorrow to give my own opinion. I might hate it or give it a middle ground.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to let us know, Andrew. Mike Noss for 10. Thank you. I don't consider myself a Snyder bro. I enjoyed the Snyderverse films for the most part. I admit they're flawed and far from ideal, but I get what Snyder was going for with the darker tone of Superman.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like I love how he has to say, listen, I'm not a Snyder bro.
Yeah. Whoa,
calm
wait,
down,
before
everybody.
you label me.
Right? Like I'm not fighting with you. I'm just saying. Because I remember when I seen them, I enjoyed them for what they were, but I wasn't like, I don't know, it's not my favorite.
Wowed by them.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't leave a lasting impression.
No.
Like you didn't regret watching them, but also they weren't the best piece of media you've ever consumed.
Exactly. And Ian with another 50. Thank you so much, Ian. A better tomorrow sounds like you have things to do, but are off to take a nap.
Kind of.
It actually does.
Yeah.
That would sound better. I'm off to take a nap. And I don't know. I just don't. It's so silly that they took off the. Dean had said something like they lost the rights to it or something. So
yeah,
I don't know
a couple
if someone
years back, I think it was like 3.5 years ago, they started changing his motto around or erasing it completely. And now they're going with this new I'm gotta go take a nap one. So
I'm gonna use that now. I gotta go take a nap motto.
Yeah.
Carlos Lima for 5. Hey, beautiful ladies. Superman's James Gunn is super shit. Well,
I don't think it was bad. I just don't think it was great. It was a 5, right down the middle.
Yeah, well, that's right. We got a 8, and then it was crap.
Yeah.
So
I think you're generally going to love it or hate it. It really depends on if you enjoy James Gunn's kind of storytelling and the cinematography that he goes for.
Yeah. We'll see. My thing is, I just don't know if I'm gonna appreciate James Gunn's humor in a Superman movie. So
Yeah.
we'll see tomorrow. And Carlos for another 2. Hashtag Smallville was better. I liked Smallville. I remember having a crush on Tom Welling back when that was on.
Yeah, I liked Smallville. I also really liked the CW's Superman and Lois. That
I
was
did too.
also good. I know it's the CW, right? So instantly I want to laugh at it. But I thought that actor, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was pretty good.
I thought he was good too. And the actress that played Lois too. I didn't think she looked the part that much. Like she did, but she didn't. She wasn't like drop dead gorgeous, but it was also an older version, right? Because they had their boys. And,
right.
I just finished that like a couple months ago, like maybe three or 4 months ago. And I enjoyed it too because I liked that it centered on them. Like it was not like their relationship.
And they had really good chemistry, those two actors. So props to them. Tyler Hoechlin. I didn't remember his name. That's why I didn't remember it.
Remember the picture that went viral on X where the stupid DC fan page cut out Dean Cain? They had all the Supermans and then cut Dean out.
Yeah.
Crybabies. I can't even look at him because we don't share the same opinion.
Right.
Mongoose, thank you for gifting a membership. And Sethington Media has been a member for 1 month. I have reached the 1 month member milestone for the Potato Squad. Cool. Thank you, Seth and Mongoose. Okay, we're caught up. So I thought just for fun, even though Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything, we'd bring up this because I think it's actually pretty atrocious that Batman Returns is all the way at the bottom. It's still got an 82, but that's my favorite Batman movie. So how dare they? Like Michelle Pfeiffer alone, that should be a 90 at least.
Yeah, I really like Batman Returns.
I know, I got her right there. I got the NECA Catwoman. I love it. It's one of my favorite figures. I can't believe that. And then, but for the Suicide Squad to be all the way up there and
yeah. See, that I think is the problem, is that the new Superman movie has too many Suicide Squad moments. It feels like the group fighting of the Justice Gang. It just feels more of like the Suicide Squad movie. And I think that that's a big hang up for me personally. But I think the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, should be top 3. That's just my take. It should be Batman Returns, The Batman, and The Dark Knight. Those are my top 3 superhero films.
You better be careful. They're gonna start throwing tomato. Listen,
Yeah.
I would say the Batman is like an 8 out of 10. It was more so like some of the end comments that Zoe's character made. I forgot exactly what it was, but about like the white men thing.
Don't you want to take down the white men?
Yeah.
I thought
'Cause-
that was a stupid comment, but there was only like one comment like that in the movie. And I really love the atmosphere, and a lot of the actors were really well cast.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite. People pick on me for Batman Returns, but that's the one I grew up with, and I just think Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was just excellent.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree.
But the Batman, it's like that was before, because I feel like a lot of people's problem with it was that he wasn't like the greatest detective yet and stuff, and he was so moody. But it's like, well, if you read some of the comics, he kind of was like that, because he was coming into it, and Batman's like really who he is, and Bruce Wayne is the mask. So,
all I know is that the Arkhamverse Batman sweeps all the live actions.
Oh, I can't disagree with that at all. I love it so much.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Conroy sweeps all of them. I don't even care if that's a hot take. The Arkhamverse was chef's kiss.
Oh, I love those
but
games
we've
so
talked about that. I think the first stream we did together, we talked for like an hour about the Arkhamverse.
We fangirled over that. That Ivy, her storyline and her look is the best. I love that.
I would have loved them to make a trilogy of the games with the ladies, like one Poison Ivy, one Catwoman, one Harley. Those would have been billion-dollar hits.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
Because their DLCs were so good, and they were short, but they were fun.
Was it only Catwoman and Harley? Because I played the Harley DLC.
Yeah, Poison Ivy didn't have one.
She didn't have one. Okay, but I would have been all over that.
Like, she would have had a cool, like, I don't know, the roots are growing out of the ground and then like spiking people like spears. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, would have been.
She didn't get one. She should have.
I'm still looking for I want a nice figure. Like, that's the Ivy figure that I want from Arkham. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I don't know if
there's a really good. I actually have one. It's not here. It's not in here though. But there is a really good Arkhamverse Poison Ivy one. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
Yes, please. So I don't know where I was. I have seen History of Violence. I didn't know that was based on a DC comic. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
History of Violence, but this seems like, I feel like this list should only be, I get it, it's based on DC comics, but they should have went just superheroes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, and I think it's really awful that Christopher Reeve Superman is in the middle. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's Superman, never mind. So I guess that is are the highest rated Superman movies, like in this tier here. I don't know.
I didn't like Shazam that much.
I didn't either.
I just don't think Shazam should be with the rest of the greats on that list.
Because you know what? The ratings are probably like people that took their kids, which is totally fine. Shazam was a great kids movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. This list is kind of weird, but again, it's Rotten Tomatoes. I did like Wonder Woman. I thought the Suicide Squad was all right, but I don't know about that high up. But okay.
Yeah, I don't think Wonder Woman was that great. I don't think Shazam was that great. I don't think the Suicide Squad was that great. I mean, really, all of those better.
I get the Dark Knight being up here. People.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight, phenomenal.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
that Joker.
I mean, that's untouched.
Yeah, I'm just glad Batman and Robin isn't on this list, because as much as it was a silly movie, and I actually really liked Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, like the look and everything. Like if she would have given like a actual, I'm sorry to say, but like an actual script, because what even was Batman and Robin? It was so funny. As a kid, I thought it was great because I was a kid.
Yeah,
but like rewatching it as an adult, it's like what is with all these puns, like Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like what? But if we could have gotten Uma as a great Ivy, I think. Like, think of like her and Michelle Pfeiffer doing like a Gotham Sirens movie together.
That would have been
90s.
Good. Yeah,
that would have been super good.
I also really like Batman Forever. I've always held that opinion. I felt the cast was really good. Sure, the story wasn't that phenomenal, but Val Kilmer was so good.
Here you go, for you.
You're trying to get out of my cave, Doctor.
A girl can't live by psychosis alone.
The car, right? Chicks love the car.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, and I love I mean, Dick Grayson is like my favorite Bat family member. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
so hot. So I was cool with him in the movie.
Yeah.
He was like every girl, like not every, but he was like on the list for like 90s girls crushes, I feel like.
Yeah. I honestly was a little bit sad that after Bale, we never had gotten the Robin like spin-off that they wanted to do.
Oh,
I
that would have
thought
been
that that
nice.
actor would have been okay. Like, do I think that he would have been you know, a like a character that could compete with Christian Bale's Batman? No, but also it would have been a decent spin-off.
I think the best, at least look wise, Dick Grayson was the guy who played him in the Teen Titans CW show. He was hot.
I don't
I
even
think he was
remember
Australian.
what
Hold
he looks
on.
like. What?
Hold on.
I
I was
can't
so
even see
mad.
his face in my memory.
That show, it could have been great, but they got really weird with it. Let me see. Like, I gotta look up the cast because I don't remember his name at all.
I don't either.
Why isn't he first? That's not him, is it? Where the heck is he? It's not Breton, whatever that name is. Where I don't know why he's not. Is this the wrong cast? The Teen Titans, CW. Yeah, he's right there. The heck is his name? Someone know? Someone in the chat might have said it. Nope. No one in the chat. Nobody knows because I see it might just be a bad picture of him. Is this him? Oh, I think this is him. It just wasn't a good picture. Oh yeah, that's him. Okay, it was just not a good picture. Hold on. I thought that he was a good Nightwing. Here, let me share the page. They put a really weird picture of him, like for the IMDb, and I was like, "That's him."
Of course they did.
I thought he looked good. The costume was pretty on
Yeah.
point as well.
I like it.
I'm not saying he's the best, but like
No.
he
The
looked,
costume's pretty solid.
yeah, the costume was great.
Yeah.
Batman was weird in that one. Like I don't know. They could have done something so cool with this, but CW, that's one of my biggest problems.
That's probably one of the best costumes to come out of the CW though.
Yes. I
Like
agree.
that, the Flash. Arrows was good, but Arrows was very simple because it was one of the beginning ones, so like there was a lot of potential there, but he definitely had one of the best costumes.
For sure. And so the thing that gets me upset with CW is they get their hands on some really good stories and then they just like they screw it up. Like even Riverdale was atrocious, but the first season I thought was actually pretty cool. It
Yeah,
was
the
a
rest
mystery,
was
and then it turned into, oh, every week we're gonna like dress in bikinis and start singing some like popular song. And like Veronica's gonna take over the town. Like I don't know. I think second season was about as far as I could go. And
yeah.
I was watching Alex, is it Alex Myers, the one that does the animations, when he reviews stuff and like he makes fun of it kind of, and he reviews older stuff. Well, I watched a couple of his videos because he like got really big doing like the Riverdale reviews because they were just so funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening with
Right,
this?
what's
And,
going on?
like I know like in the 90s and early 2000s, teen shows were probably a bit like, I don't want to say they were super provocative, but like kind of, but compared
Yeah.
to now, not at all.
Oh no.
Not even a little bit. Because
Yeah.
like we had like Seventh Heaven and Buffy, and then like we get Riverdale where they're just like all sleeping together and stuff, and I'm like,
Yep.
what is this?
Yeah. I mean, there might have been in like the 90s, early 2000s, maybe like one storyline like that, but it wasn't with every single character.
No. So it was, I don't know, man. I don't know what they were trying to do, but they could have made it cool. That was like my point with that is
Yeah.
it was an interesting story. We got JB's attention.
Wait, what?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know how many bikini episodes. If you really want to watch it, yeah. Let me know how many bikini scenes there are. We're dying to know. But I mean, I guess like Around Charmed is probably like the last after season 3 when Shannon Doherty left is probably when CW really was like, you know what?
Yeah.
We should have them half naked every other episode.
Yeah, probably.
But even like Charmed, I don't know. I was still interested.
Yeah.
I never watched the new one, which I like.
I didn't watch it either. I'm
really.
It's like with
upset.
the new Mean Girls. I didn't watch
Oh.
that. I'm probably not going to watch the new Legally Blonde.
I don't know. That doesn't need to be remade.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I think that the actress they picked is very pretty and she does look like Elle, but
It's
not
something that
everything needs to be remade or rebooted. I mean, it's even like Princess Diaries. They're making a third one now. Like,
Yeah,
do we
they're
need a third one?
they're bringing Buffy back, and that's my favorite
Yeah.
show. And I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna watch it because I feel like I need to review it because everyone's like, it's Buffy. Like I even have a
Yeah.
back tattoo. I love Buffy. I got it right there.
Yeah.
I am not happy about it though because the story was told. It was 7 seasons.
Yep.
I think it was honestly 2 seasons too long. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's my favorite series, but they could have
Yeah.
ended it sooner. Like there was a couple good episodes in those last 2 seasons, but overall, I think
Right.
ending it with 5 would have been great because they ended it on such a high note and it was
It's
so
like with Game of Thrones,
emotional.
man. I can't believe they stopped the show after season 5 when Daenerys is going across the sea. I can't believe they ended the show there. They were supposed to make multiple other seasons, but they didn't. I need to black out season 7 and 8 from my memory.
It's like they were in a rush because they were supposed to do Star Wars, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to do Star Wars and they never fucking get it.
She's like, "Don't
Stupid.
get me started."
Oh, God.
So I
Where's
was
Winds of Winter, George? Here's your fucking 800th daily reminder.
Yeah, well, he got to
Ugh.
update his blog. That's what's
Hey,
important.
my tinfoil hat theory that everyone knows is I think that his ghostwriter died a decade ago and he doesn't know how to write the story because he wasn't the one primarily writing it. He just gave his ghostwriter the ideas and now we're not
Well,
getting books from him
George,
anymore.
Check out
Prove me wrong,
ChatGPT.
George. Drop Winds of Winter right now. Prove me wrong.
She's like, come on, do it. So I was late to the game with Game of Thrones because I didn't get into it when it first dropped. And I had friends that were like, watch it. I'm like, no, whatever. Like, I don't want to. And then this is when I was still in New York and I got snowed in. And I was like, all right, you know what? If there's a time, I'm going to be stuck in here for like 2 days, just eating
it
snacks
now.
and chilling. I'm going to start Game of Thrones. And I was like, I love this. Like, I binged it. I started it about 6 months before the last season came out. So I just watched and then eventually I did get out of the snow. It's okay, guys. No. But I continued to watch it after that is what I mean. So I had to wait maybe like a month before the final season, which my friends were kind of mad about. They're like, you know how long we had to wait for this? And I'm like, well, you wanted me to watch it. What do you want me to do? And I was just so there was just so much wrong with that last season. Like, why didn't Jon fight the Night King? And why my thing that I wanted to see, and I think people would have liked this death for Cersei so much more. Daenerys should have flown up while she was in her little tower and just barbecued her.
It would have been so good if they went with that storyline of Arya taking Jaime's face and then killing Cersei.
Oh yeah, I forgot
and then
about
Jaime
that.
stayed back with Brienne. Like, what was the point of Arya's faceless man storyline?
I know it's
it didn't make sense.
That,
yeah,
and then they didn't do it. Yeah,
right. It should have been
that.
And then Jon should have been the one to kill the Night King. He shouldn't have been like trying to fight the dragon. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I know.
It makes no sense.
I feel bad for Kit Harington because I feel like I read that he got into like a really deep depression after that because he thought that Jon was going to be the one to take out the Night King and be the big hero. He should have
been. It was like 4 or 5 seasons of them constantly just looking at each other. Like, what?
Just looking at each other. And Arya is just like,
yeah, that was.
I don't know. I mean,
ridiculous.
I would have preferred to see her do that move with someone else because like that was foreshadowing where she learns that move. And
but then if she had gone and then she could have helped the Hound kill his brother and then he would have lived. Their storyline was so good in the show, though.
Yeah, agreed.
We didn't get any of that.
Instead,
we got Bricks killing Jaime and Cersei, and then Arya for some reason killing the Night King. Like, it was
a mess.
Yeah, it was
were like,
very
sorry,
bad.
we're done. We're going on.
We
to
have
Star
to go
Wars.
make Star Wars.
It's
yeah,
definitely not dying. This Game of Thrones is done. I'm going on to a better franchise. Well, sorry to
see how
tell
that
you. Yeah,
I'm glad that their
franchise
fucking
too.
Star Wars got canceled. They didn't even deserve it at that point. I know Star Wars is trash now, but they didn't even deserve that.
No, they probably looked at. They were like, "Look at the end of your show. You're not touching Star Wars, even though like, could you really make it any worse?
Yeah.
To be honest." Um, but all right. Anyways, what else do we have to talk about here? A lot of stuff, but this. So, did you watch The Boys?
I did watch The Boys, yeah.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could maybe shed some light on a bit more because I stopped after. How many seasons were there? 4 or 5?
Oh, I didn't watch the last season.
I didn't watch the.
I watched up
Last-
until the last season.
I don't think I watched the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
'Cause I tried. Okay, whatever season, the first episode was like the Kamala Harris and Trump.
I wasn't
like,
really that into The
side-by-side fight.
Boys.
The like where they had like where they wanted to make oh my gosh, what's her name? Star.
Oh, fucking Star.
I'm drawing a blank right now
Oh
because I haven't
my
watched it for 2 years. You know what I'm
gosh.
talking about, though.
Yes.
I
Why-
almost said Starscream,
Why are we like the
Transformer.
Starlight? Yeah. Why
so,
why are we blanking on the most simple names? You know?
Because there's just too much in our brains. We gotta let
There-
some out.
There is.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just also didn't The Boys didn't click with me personally.
So I thought the first season was great.
Yeah.
But the last episode I watched was the riot or whatever you want to call it between the Starlights and the Homelander, and it's like I mean, the writer doesn't, or the creator doesn't even hide that it's like that he's got TDS. Like he's straight up
Oh,
like
yeah,
Homelander's Trump, and I'm like, I'm so sick to death of this. I just want to be entertained. The first season of The Boys was great. 2 was like, you've seen it start going down though, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Ugh, I'm done with it. So I don't remember which season that was, but that was the last episode of The Boys where I was just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. But it looks like The Boys is getting a prequel series, and I'm upset that I can't stand the writers and the creator so much that I'm not going to watch this because I love Jensen Ackles.
I love Jensen Ackles too, but I have no interest in watching any sort of prequel. I personally think that prequels are kind of lazy. Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to start this series earlier, why not just start it earlier then? But I understand, right? From a storyteller perspective, you don't want to, tell a different story if the story you ultimately want to get to isn't going to be successful. So that's why they end up doing prequels when something's popular. But I feel like by the time this is filmed, a lot of people just aren't really going to be that interested also.
No, I don't think so. I think so. The reason I say it sucks that this is it's them doing it is because it follows a murder mystery in the 1950s. I love stuff like that.
Could
I
be
love
cool,
a good.
right?
I know. I love a good
It's
period
like dark
piece
noir and
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I love noir stuff so much. I'm actually excited for Spider-Man Noir because
Ooh, that's
I just
I'm so excited too.
Yeah, I
yes,
love noir.
it's gonna
I
be
can't
so
wait.
good.
It's Nick Cage. Come on.
Yes, I love Nicolas Cage. I don't even care. Color Out of Space was such a good movie.
Yeah, I think that most people are on board. It's like Nick Cage is almost as beloved as Keanu, right? But he does like more
Yeah.
silly stuff, right?
He's
got
willing to
his-
sign a project and only get like 50 grand out of it if he likes what the story is.
Yeah,
He's
like
willing
Dead by
to take
Daylight.
a chance. Yeah.
Like when they dropped his character on Dead by Daylight, I thought it was so cool because
Yep.
it was like it's not Dead by Daylight. For anyone who might not know, they get DLCs and they'll like have the likeness of a character, but it'll be like Leon from Resident Evil, and it's that's who it is. But if they have like an actor, like they have Bruce Campbell, it's actually Bruce Campbell. He does the lines. Fun fact, he was the first spoken role on Dead by Daylight. But they had Ash, Bruce Campbell. Nick Cage is on there as just Nick Cage. It's
Yeah.
not one of his roles. It's just Nick Cage, and he has so many lines. Like he bangs his knee and starts like swearing, like when you jump over a window, and it's just so funny. I love playing as
He's
Nick Cage
such
in
a
that
good
game.
actor and he's so versatile too. It makes me sad that they're doing another National Treasures movie without him. That breaks my heart. Like, what is even the point?
Yeah, it's not going to be good. I hate when they do stuff like that. And they're already talking about freaking rebooting Indiana Jones, and it's like, can you let okay, the last one did awful. I could
Yeah.
see if the last movie did well, but it didn't. So like let it sleep for a little bit. Give it 10 more years and then get some hot young actor to come up and reprise
Yup.
or reboot it. But no, they're already talking about it and like, oh, we're gonna let it rest. And like, no, you're talking
No,
about it
you're
now.
not. Right.
So that means you're gonna let it rest for what, a couple years?
That's
5
what they
years
should have
isn't
done
even
with
enough.
Star Wars after the sequel trilogy failed. They should have given it a couple years. And I know, right? They want to make as much money as possible, and that's not financially feasible. Imagine if they stopped making Star Wars movies for like 5 or 6 years and then they dropped one, it would have made $1 billion because people would have been like, oh my God, it's back. It's like if after Endgame and Infinity War, they had stopped Marvel for like 5 years, next movie, no matter what it was, people would have been so hyped because they would have missed it that it would have made so much money. But
Yeah.
they didn't do that. So
They're not smart. They don't care. They just
Nope.
want to keep
selling slop.
selling slop. And then when it comes to like the Disney live action, they just want to hold on to, you know, the rights for the stuff. So instead of like, I will never forgive them for ruining Snow White. The first
That
three
was
Disney,
terrible.
I haven't
won't
seen it.
f-
I watched spoilers.
My tipping point was Mulan.
I
Mulan
didn't
was
watch that.
so, oh my God, it's so bad. There's no songs in it. There's no romance in it. Mushu isn't in it. The three funny characters, they're not in it. Like it doesn't resemble Mulan at all whatsoever. Like the villain is an evil shaman witch who turns into a bird.
So that I know I
It's
heard about
terrible.
that. I'm like, it's so stupid because they were like, we're not gonna have Mushu because they
Yeah.
wanted it to be more realistic, but then they put a witch in it.
Yeah, there's like a raven witch in it. How is that more realistic than adding Mushu? Mushu was
Mushu made the
integral to the
movie.
the point of Mulan, because the whole entire point of Mulan is initially she's told the best way to bring honor to your family is by sparking a match, by getting married. The point of Mushu was that both times she brings honor to her family, she's sparking Mushu, because he's breathing fire, to light the explosive that takes down 98% of the Huns. And then at the end, in the palace, when she blows up the villain. So the whole point is she's using her ancestor to bring honor to her family. And then they remove that? I can't. I'm so triggered.
Curious Potato, was it Rachel or the script? Both. So I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't bother going to see Snow White. I watched spoiler videos and like in-depth reviews because I was like, I'm not
bad.
going. It's the disrespect on the character is just insane because that was the first Disney princess, and we already know they can't stand Walt, right? Like it's not going to be. I feel like 10 years from now, his statues may even be removed from the parks.
Yeah.
Which is just. It's
That
insane.
suck. Yeah.
But like so the first three Disney princesses, and I know Alice was one of like not the Alice in Wonderland movie, but they had like the Alice cartoon, but I'm
Yeah.
talking like the full length features. It was Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella, right? Those were the first three.
Yes.
And the other two movies were great. Cinderella to me was the best live action Disney that they've done. That was so
Yeah.
well done.
I liked Beauty and the Beast as well.
I
I
liked
thought
it
that
too.
was pretty good, but I definitely agree that Cinderella was probably the best.
I think that was the best because it still had it had magic to it, that Disney magic that they're
Yeah.
supposed to be. I also like Jungle Book, but like sticking to the princesses. And then Maleficent, they changed it, but they did that in a good way.
That was
And
good.
That was really good. So that would be like the Sleeping Beauty one, right? So Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella done well, and then we get
Mhm.
Snow White.
How did you feel about Aladdin?
So I thought
didn't-
that was
I thought it was good, but like
It was like
I was
I'm like in
never the
middle.
biggest fan of Aladdin. So
Oh, I love Aladdin, so it would definitely, and I'm a huge Robin Williams fan, so I knew going into
I
it.
mean, he was clearly
was-
such an
he made
amazing
it.
part of Aladdin. I just feel out of all of like the Disney princesses and the kind of the Disney Renaissance movies, Aladdin was probably like top 5. He was probably like my number 5, but I still don't think it was as good as like Beauty and the Beast or Mulan. So,
Lion King is. I'm still a child, and that's my favorite movie.
oh yeah, Lion
Like,
King's
I love the
amazing.
Lion King, and then Beauty and the Beast because just the visuals in that movie, like. Girls, I feel like maybe guys, but hey, you don't have to admit it in chat. I get it. But the girls, like when you hear the Beauty and the Beast song and you see like it like tugs at your heartstrings a little bit and makes you get all girly. Like it's
Well,
just
I
so
mean,
beautiful.
Yeah, and the original Beauty and the Beast had won so many awards for its visuals, which is so cool as well.
Yeah, and then so I
Now Disney wins no awards.
because they suck. You get
Yeah.
nothing. My problem with Beauty and the Beast was more so her dress. It was so lackluster.
Ugh.
I'm like, what are you doing
The
with
new
that?
dress was so stupid. Like,
It was ugly.
why are her arms like that? And they're like showing and
Yeah.
ugh.
But yeah, I think that at least for like the Renaissance, minus Little Mermaid, because let's not even get there.
Oh
That was a
gosh.
comedy to me. The live action Little Mermaid was a comedy because when she flops her fish self on that deck and then turns the ship into Ursula instead of Eric doing it,
no.
I just busted out laughing. I was laughing so hard from that because she's just like,
Yeah. That
and
was
I was like,
rough.
okay. What are you trying to do, Disney?
Yeah,
She's got
it's
to
not
save
good.
herself. Ridiculous.
Yeah, they completely miss the point of all of the original movies. I mean, the new ones do. Like the Beauty and the Beast, the Cinderellas, those still made sense, but Mulan, Snow White, Little Mermaid, like all of those completely miss the original points and narratives and they're not even visually or aesthetically pleasing. It's not like they at least look like Disney. They are completely different products.
They're so dark. Like I didn't watch the Peter Pan and Wendy because I don't have Disney Plus, so the only shows I watch are when I sail
Yeah.
the high seas for
You
it.
did not miss anything there.
But like I had no interest. I love Peter Pan. Like I had the
Yeah.
second star to the right tattoo. Like I love Peter Pan. That's one of my favorite Disney movies. So it made me sad that I couldn't be excited for it. But just like Disney's supposed to be bright, and they get so cheap with the CGI these days that they
Mhm.
make it so dark to cover up imperfections. And then
Yep.
you think of like Hook, another one of my favorite movies. Again, I love Robin Williams,
Yep.
but
Robin
think of
Williams, such a good one.
the scene where he gets dumped off the cliff, like they actually knock him off. I'm like, oh, and then the mermaids save him.
Yeah.
It's so bright and beautiful and colorful, and I'm like, okay, this was done in the 90s, and here we
It
are.
looks better than what they're fucking making in 2025.
Exactly.
When they
and I'm
have
like,
hundreds of millions of dollars to put into these projects.
yeah, like I will admit that there are parts of Hook that are like you could tell it's like a
Yeah.
set, like the boat, but I
But
don't care. I love it.
generally
It
it
still
looks
so
good. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing, but we were just talking about remakes. I'm gonna lose girl points here because I've never seen The Devil Wears Prada. I know it's on the list.
Really?
I know it's crazy.
That's kind of surprising, but
I'm surprised by that too. I don't know why I never watched it.
like it's such a star-studded cast.
I know. I'll see it. Now I'll eventually watch, especially because there's this one coming out, so I can be outraged with everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking here. It's a movie that doesn't need to be made by any stretch of the means. They're clearly not going to be able to get back like half of the original actors. Oh God, what's his name? He was in the Hunger Games. Oh no, Stanley
Oh.
Tucci. They're not going to be able to get someone like Stanley Tucci back, and he was a big part of the original.
Oh, I love Stanley. I've been watching the Stanley Tucci in Italy
Yeah,
on HBO Max. So good.
yeah.
If you like food
Meryl
stuff.
Streep, they're not going to be able to get her back.
She's not. Anne Hathaway,
So-
Emily Blunt, none of them are probably going to
I
come back.
think Anne Hathaway said that she wanted to, but right now she apparently is going to be focused on Princess Diaries 3. So she's just in reboot heaven right now, or continuation heaven.
Yeah. I don't know. And I have seen Princess Diaries. Okay, I'm not that. I'll lose my
That
girl card
uncultured.
completely. I'm not that uncultured. I don't know why I've never seen it. I think like around this time.
It's really not that good.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a movie that I think needs a continuation, but it's fun.
Yeah. I seen like, there was I don't remember what award show it was, but they had Anne and Emily were on the stage like presenting an award, I think to Meryl Streep. Was she getting some kind of award? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, like where she like gives
Yeah.
them that look and they're like, oh, like they act like they're assistants again. Like I've seen clips. I know the premise of the story and all that. I've just never actually watched it.
Yeah.
So let me get these super chats real quick and then we'll talk about something else. Got a couple. I just pull up random topics. Like I told her before this, I was like, I
Yeah.
pull up like just the most random stuff.
Yeah.
There is no rhyme or reason. There's
There's
no,
so
like,
much stuff to talk
organization.
about all the time. So it's like, okay, sure.
I just kind of pick what I think is the funnest or the dumbest or both. MTV Steve has been a member for 20 months. Thank you. Hey, Wicked, welcome to the Potato Squad, Vara. Yes.
Thank you.
Targo the White for 2. Make a $10 member tier called the Potato Nady? Nadi? Potato Nadi? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't get it, Targo.
Like the Illuminati?
Oh,
Is that what it's supposed to be? That's the only thing I could think of. If
That would
it's
make
not,
sense.
I'm sorry.
If it's not, you lost us.
Yeah.
Let us know, Torgo. Schick for $1.99. Oh, Megatron. I'm late. That's the thing. I have to say it like that because I sound just like the voice actor. So they love it when I say it. Cajun Corey for 5. Hey, Wicked, I almost invested in a distillery, but I backed out at the last minute. I found out it was a whiskey business. Corey, get out. Get out. Vara's never coming back now. The dad jokes.
I love the dad jokes.
Oh, well, yeah. Corey, he's our resident dad joker. Thank you, Corey.
I'm not laughing. I swear, Chad. I didn't find that funny.
She didn't. She was just clearing her throat.
Yeah.
Ian with another 50 pounds. You know, I haven't played anything yet. Here you go, guys. Since Schick did the Megatron, here you go.
Be afraid, Starscream! These plants may be dangerous.
Where is your courage, Megatron?
I don't know why I think that clip is so funny. It's
I
the
think it's
scream,
funny too. I
the
think it's like
scream
the
and then the laugh.
giggling and the yeah.
George Martin taking over for his ghostwriter. Terry the Dwarf was having an off day on Jonah's boat.
Yep. I don't trust George. I think it's his ghostwriter. I think he croaked. Now George doesn't know what to do.
Because why else would he not want to finish the story? Especially
Right.
after what happened with Game of Thrones
Yeah.
and how fans hated it. He could be like, all right, you know what? Let me pick up my little pen and do it better. No, he doesn't know what to do either. So
Yeah.
I don't remember. I know he made comments on it, like that he didn't like the ending either. Did he?
He basically said that it was similar to the ending that he had in mind, only the way that they got there was like lazy. Because I think that he did kind of want to go in the direction of like it being ultimately Cersei versus Daenerys, but I think that even that statement, and I'm a big A Song of Ice and Fire fucking nerd, so I'm not gonna lore dump here, but it I think really does prove, and this is a big part of my theory, that he doesn't understand the character of Daenerys because she never like her story, her going mad makes no sense.
No, it was like it just she went from 0 to 100. Like there wasn't
Yeah.
even they
Right.
had
It's not
so
like
much
2 or
time
3
to-
seasons.
Mm-mm.
And then the writers had cut out a pregnancy arc because they actually had left a scene in the show where you could see that her belly was bigger because she was supposed to be pregnant, and then they cut that storyline, but they kept that scene in, which makes no sense. Like, what are you guys doing?
She just ate a lot of bread that day.
Yeah, I guess so. A little bloated.
Lucifer the Doberman for Canadian 5, thank you. D Plus could make me a sub if they did. Oh, Disney Plus could make me a sub if they did a novel accurate Darth Bane series and a Darth Revan series. Sith are more interesting.
Don't give them ideas. No, Disney, do not do it. Don't do anything with the Old Republic, please.
She's like, don't
Do it. I know how that's gonna go. Because Revan technically, canonically, doesn't have a gender. So they put him in the MMO as a male, but in the first 2 games, you could choose between male or female. We know how Disney would do that. That's not a good idea. No.
Yeah. No, that's what I hate. Like you see things like for me, something that I would have really liked seen done would be Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Like a live action or maybe bringing an animation back again, but they're not going to do it properly.
Yeah.
Like think of like maybe even like 10 years ago, 5-10 years ago, Keaton as old man Batman, and then I don't know who they would get to play Terry, but like I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would have been good.
In theory,
Yeah.
if it was written properly, but we wouldn't
Let's
get it written
not
properly.
ask for anything
Yes,
because
I'm
we know
not
how that
asking.
goes.
Not asking. But speaking back to Game of Thrones, did you are you liking the House of Dragon so far?
I liked season 1. I hated season 2.
So I liked season 1. I had problems with season 2. I may do it again this year. I wish I would have done it with season 1. But I had a panel every week and we talked about each episode, and it was
Yeah.
fun because it was like a show we were enjoying, right? Instead of ripping it apart.
Yeah.
But then it got so dragged
Off the
out, like
rails.
Damon and what is
Him
it?
just fucking house decorating like Martha Stewart. What the hell is he doing?
Was it Harrenhal? That's what
Yeah,
it
it was
called, right?
Harrenhal.
Okay, like I love the memes that it was like
I
Da-
loved
Damon's
the
still at
commentary between him and like the older lord that was with Damon, but like the whole ghost like element of, oh, is Alice actually a ghost or not? That was stupid. I hated
Yeah,
that.
that confused me. Like
You
I'll
have-
be honest, there was a couple episodes I had to go back and skim through again before like I did the panel because I'm like, I'm confused. Hold on. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no. I agree. I mean, I just don't know how you have a cast of that caliber and then you throw it away. Like you have Matt Smith and Eve Best in this and you're doing nothing with these characters, especially when you're like deviating from the source material. I hated that. And now we know in season 3, like Aegon is supposed to be a good guy. He's like finding himself and finding inner peace and coming to terms with who he is. They talked about that today or yesterday, which was so insane. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I thought they were
Hate that.
into Joffrey. Like
Yeah.
to be another one.
He was supposed to be like a Joffrey, and now they're trying to turn him into a good guy.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm not
could've-
into that.
I could have gone without seeing. What is his brother's name again?
Aemon? The
Aemon,
one
yeah.
eye?
Yeah, Aemon.
Yeah.
Like when they showed him naked, I was like, come on.
Yeah, wow.
I
Why'd
didn't
have
need to
do-
see.
And then the scenes with Laris and the feet. No, I don't need to see
I
all
call him
that,
Feet
man.
Boy. I call
Yeah.
him Feet Boy.
I don't need to see that. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna be enthusiastic, optimistic
Optimistic. Yeah.
about season 3
I
because we
hope
were
season
supposed
3
to-
turns things around and like brings it back, like I think into the focus because they got so distracted with so many random storylines. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping
and-
that they kind of turn things around.
and like the writers' strike and all that happened
Yeah.
during that, because we were supposed to get that great sea battle. That was supposed to be
Yep.
the finale.
That's the first episode of season 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I heard. I think the best episode, which was like that really like tugged at my heartstrings, was with the queen they said the queen that never was. Is that what she was called?
Yeah.
What was her? I can't remember her name right now. It seems like it's been so long now, so I'm just like forgetting. But that scene where she dies was just see, even you're forgetting.
Yeah.
It's not just me. Okay, we're getting like
I
we
know
just-
the actress's name, Eve Best.
she was so. I
but-
liked her a lot.
Oh
I really
my
liked her
gosh, like,
character.
I blacked out half of season 2. I just think that season 2 it had some good moments, but generally I just felt that they were getting so far away. And Rhaenys, the queen who never was,
There it is.
she was such a good I feel like they should have drawn that out. That battle I think should have probably have either been like the last or maybe the first episode of the next season. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah.
she was like one of the best characters.
Yeah, I agree. She was one of my favorites. I feel like season 2 was a filler season.
Yep, I completely agree. It's like you have Damon going off and kind of collecting up the lords, but also house decorating and chatting with his fucking ghost waifu. And then you have Rhaenyra, who for like 3 episodes is just MIA because she's having a depressional situation. And then
Looking for her son's body.
yeah, like that's sad, but also you
Yeah.
think that with the way season 1 ended with her being so furious and that shot where she turns around and looks at the camera and then the season ends like, oh, you think that she's gonna start fucking things up? No. She's just out
she's just
there
chilling.
living life.
You were right. Torgo, like the Illuminati, for Pete's sake. Hey, Vara got it. Okay,
I did. It took me a minute though.
I'm the one that's half retarded here, and you guys already know that. Speaking of, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I was gonna say speaking of half retarded, but I think this is gonna go over well. Oh, I forgot actually it works because I forgot to share the sound. So there we go. Nice segue. I'm wonderful at them. So Have you ever played Dead by Daylight? That's probably, I don't know if that's like your type of game, really.
I have played a limited amount of it. I'm not somebody who plays it very often.
Okay, I do play it kind of often. I take like months breaks though. When I
Yeah.
first started streaming, this was like my main game. Because it's I don't know. I was just really into it, but then, I get bored of it and don't
It's
play it for a
really fun
while.
when you haven't played it for a couple of months, and then you want to
Yeah.
binge play it for like a week.
Yeah, and like when they do a good chapter, like the child or the Chucky Child's Play chapter was really good. The Five Nights at Freddy's one, I haven't played that enough because I went away for a week, like right after it released. So I've only played it like streamed it like 3 or 4 times. It's really good. It's because I know like I don't know if you're into Five Nights at Freddy's, but like
Yeah.
they do a good job with the lore and there's like some jump scares and stuff. Like there's a moment where I don't know if you've seen it, like he can throw an axe at you, and if you don't get it off before he catches up to you, he grabs you and like jump scares
Yeah.
you, and you're not ready for that. Well,
Yeah,
at
that's really
first.
cool.
Yeah, and you can like teleport between the cameras, like you can look at it like Five Nights at Freddy's. So I don't agree with everything Behavior does. I mean, they're a Canadian company, so like
Yeah, behavior
but
is really, really rough. Sometimes they make really good products and good moves, and then others, well, they drop
they
the
drop.
ball.
Yeah, exactly. So I give them props when it's due. The Five Nights at Freddy's chapter is great. The Resident Evil chapters were great. Like they have quite a few really good chapters because they actually work with the creators. Like they worked with Universal for Chucky, which is why they had like that cool thing where, they had to figure out how is Chucky or Tiffany going to put the survivor on the hook. And so it's Charles Lee Ray's spirit that comes and does it. I'm like, okay, that was really cool the way they did that.
Yeah.
And even if you have the Tiffany skin, he goes, all right, come on, babe. Like he says, like, they have him talk like that. Like, oh, let me help you. So yeah, I don't agree, like I said, but I'm gonna give them props where it's due. And they try to keep the game leveled, right? Like they nerf survivors and they nerf
Yeah. They try to keep it very
killers.
well balanced.
Yeah, but it's like it's the internet. No matter what you do, people are gonna get mad. But they do try, and I think people are very excited for this. They have the Walking Dead chapter coming. It's gonna be Rick and Michonne. Is that how you pronounce it? Michonne. I only watched the first
Yep.
season. I don't know if she was in that one. Was she?
No, she was like season 4.
Okay.
I think she
I'm
started
like
coming into the mix.
Michonne. That's the black lady, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I know the face. Okay, so here it is. It's only them. I'm not sure if they're gonna have a map with it, but I guess it was kind of smart because people were talking about this, like who's gonna be the killer, and I said off the bat, I'm like, I think it's probably just gonna be survivors because they're not gonna just throw a zombie in here. They already kind of have zombies, like with Nemesis. He has like the 2 zombies wandering around maps with him. So, did you see this yet?
I didn't see this now.
Okay, it's a nice little teaser, and I can't tell if they're gonna have a map or not from it. But here's the Walking Dead teaser trailer. You see what I mean? Stuff like
It's
this makes
so
me
nostalgic too. And Walking Dead went off the fucking rails. I started hating it after the Negan storyline, but man, whenever I hear that, it's like, yeah, I want to watch this again. But then I remember, oh no,
What happened?
Yeah, I remember how it ends.
Yeah, so this chapter, people have really been asking for it, so and they also like Dead by Daylight, they only charge like $4 or $5 for a chapter. Sometimes like 9 if it's like a huge pack, like where it's a killer and survivors, but it's pretty cheap. So like, you get what you like.
Yeah.
Okay, just real quick from the looks of this, I do think that we are getting a map.
Yeah.
It seems, that's pretty cool because we just got the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria map, and they don't usually release 2 maps in a row.
No.
That's cool.
I miss the days of good Walking Dead.
People tell me it's actually good that I stopped after season 1.
Yeah. I'd say up to season 3. That in my opinion was like the point of decline because there were some really good characters and then storylines after like the prison, but
How
yeah,
many?
I don't know. I don't think you're missing out on too much, to be honest. Season 1 was so good.
How many seasons did they have? Like 8?
Uh, I think it was 9. How many seasons? There's 11. 11?
Wow. Never mind. I was gonna say,
Oh my god. I didn't even
Supernatural still has them beat,
realize.
but they do by 1 season.
Yeah.
And they were still trying to bring Supernatural back, and I'm like,
Because
12 years.
So Fear the Walking Dead had 3 seasons.
oh yeah.
The Walking Dead, the base Walking Dead had 8. And then Fear the Walking Dead had a couple others. Then there was The Walking Dead, The World Beyond.
Okay.
No,
It
there's 11 of the original. And then there's like, yeah, Fear the Walking Dead. And then The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, which is like Negan and Maggie. Oof.
Oh wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot in total.
That is. So they kind of did beat Supernatural then.
Yeah.
Here, I'm just double checking because
I guess it depends if you count the filler shows or the spin-offs, because there was a couple of those too.
Yeah. Well, if you, I guess just the base, no, but almost only by 1 season. But if you add it
Yeah.
all together, yeah.
Coral.
I remember that.
Coral.
I remember that meme. I didn't even watch it, but that meme was everywhere.
Yeah.
So here's a thread about like some of the references and stuff that they have. One of his perks will be "Come and get me," perk icon right there. Rick's in-game lore says, exhausted and gravely injured, he brought the walkers to a bridge and set off the explosives. Okay. Spoiler. It's okay. I wasn't going to watch. There was a man here, Dwight, a different Dwight. I love how they put that because it's the Dwight in the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
What's this one? Amid the overgrown grass, a new structure rose from the darkness, twisted and contorted as if from a dream, melding the architecture of a prison tower, an erstwhile safe haven for the survivors of an apocalyptic outbreak, and the hospital that once healed the people of King County. Okay. So yeah, I guess it's going to be the hospital. Yeah, look at this. Don't open dead inside map title. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this from episode 1.
I feel like there's going to be so many people who are going to play specifically because of this.
Oh yeah,
which
that's
is
what I mean.
good, right? That's ultimately what they want.
I mean, it's smart too because they have the summer sale right now, and it's like, I mean, Dead by Daylight I think is like 15 bucks already, like cheap, maybe
Yeah.
20, but it's like $5 right now. I think it was like 70% off. I know, sorry, Lulu. Maybe one day. Lulu really wants Jeepers Creepers.
That'd be so good.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
And okay, so yeah, it looks like they do have a map because they have all these. What's this one? Perk quotes. They're effing with the wrong people. Oh, it's this right here. I don't know looks like he's older there, so I didn't see that one. Cosmetics and outfits. Okay. People are gonna use that a lot, probably. They have, you know, the Michael Myers one, like where he's got people use it all the time. I don't know why. Kind of funny. Trailer, and then what's this one? New sheriff in town. Will he not be biting out a serial killer's jugular anytime soon? Does he do that in the show? Oh yeah, right there. He bites someone's neck. Dang. Savage.
Yeah, Rick is a badass.
Carl, I'm sorry. That's like what I think all the time because some of the memes are so funny.
Whenever I talk about The Walking Dead, that's all that replays in my head over and over. It's crazy. They had some really good moments. And then Carl on the roof eating pudding. That was a really big meme for a while.
Yeah, I remember that one too. And someone in the chat was talking about The Talking Dead. I remember that. Because I used to watch Sons of Anarchy and they were on around the same time, I think.
I have
maybe
never seen Sons of Anarchy.
Really?
I've heard really good things, but I've just never watched it.
I loved it. I didn't love the ending so much, but as a whole, it was top for me, a top series for me. But they also had like Talking Anarchy, I think maybe is what it was called afterwards. So they had like that and then Walking Dead and then Talking Dead. So I remember seeing like on the TV guide, because my mom and her boyfriend would like record it because most of the time I'd be working and I missed it. So I'd see it on the thing like Talking Dead. And so I never actually watched that though. But yeah, I would say like if you ever have the time, Sons of Anarchy would probably be a fun little binge.
I've always heard good things about it, but maybe it's finally time that I bite the bullet and spend the time watching it. How many seasons are there? Like 4 or 5?
6, 5 or
6?
no, I think 6 or 7. Hold on, Sons of
Oh,
Anarchy. It's
geez.
been
I'm way
so-
off then.
Yeah, let me see. Anarchy. It's
7.
7. I was off.
Oh
too.
my
I said
gosh.
6. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
It's quite a few, but I get it. Right around that time, all these shows were doing so good for the networks. They're like, we just need to keep
Give us
pumping
more.
them out. It's like
they
with
did
Gotham. Gotham had how many
Oh.
seasons? I liked Gotham at first, though.
I did too. I love.
I'm not a hater. I know it went kind of crazy with like the Riddler and Penguin wanting
Ugh.
to screw, but like generally the show was good.
I loved it because it was a like a detective.
I would love for
Gotham
that
without
actor to come
Batman.
back and be
Ben
a Batman.
McKenzie.
No, Ben McKenzie was Gordon.
Gordon.
I'd
You mean the
love for
kid?
the kid to come back because he was really only Batman for like a season. I'd love for him to be in something. I don't know if it'd be a video game or what, but
Just reprise his role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like
I-
that cast though. Like that Alfred was also really good. But
Even
my problem was
Selena?
that Gordon was basically Batman because
I
Gordon
know.
takes down everybody. Who was there for Batman to fight at that point?
It's true. I actually have Boardwalk Empire on my list. I've been told to watch that.
I've been told to watch that too.
I'm late on it. It's actually like on the list on HBO Max. I just got to find time. I finally finished that one show. What was that one? I forgot the name of it. We were talking about it with the videotapes and the time travel.
Archive 81.
Yes, Archive.
It's only
81.
one season because they canceled it. So like it's
I'm
it's worth watching.
It's worth it. Like the way they end it, it's like kind of a cliffhanger.
Have
but
you
at the
seen
same
Dark?
time- no, I have not seen Dark.
Dark is the best show I've ever seen.
It's on
And I'm not
Netflix.
biased because my name's Vara Dark. I'm not biased.
It's the only
It is
reason I
the
watched
best show
it,
I've
and I
ever
loved
seen.
it. Oh, that's the I feel
It's
like
a very sci-fi. It was a German show. I love it.
I'm trying to look at okay, so it says when 2 children go missing in a small German town, its sinful past is exposed along with the double lives and fractured relationships that exist among 4 families as they search for the kids. This might be on my list.
So it's basically what they did was they launched it around the time of Stranger Things. It was the adult Stranger Things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Especially because season 1 of Stranger Things was great and then
It gets crazy, but Dark is unfortunately a show you have to pay attention.
okay.
It's one of those shows where you blink
phone
and you miss
away.
something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure I'm going to keep the tab up so I don't forget about that. Because I
It's
feel
phenomenal.
like you're not the first person that told me
No.
about that. And I meant to start it. And I think I started something else instead. But
It takes a
that's-
lot of time because you have to pay attention, and it's not one of those shows where you can just turn your brain off.
Okay.
It's very
So-
twisty and turny.
Okay. Well, it's on the list now.
That's my vote next. I
Okay.
recommend it.
All right. I'll let you know what I think about it. What else? Did you? I talked about this on my last week as well, so I got to bring it up. Have you been following this story, the Tiny Chef?
I have not. I've heard of it, but I have no clue what it is. He looks cute. He kind of looks like a pea. He kind of looks like
super
a green
cute.
pea.
So
He's cute.
let me see if I can find the video. Nickelodeon canceled him, and what the creators of Tiny Chef decided to do was animate him getting the phone call, getting
Oh.
fired, and he's all like sad, and everyone just lost their freaking minds. And so, yeah,
They raised money for it, didn't they, to save it?
Yeah, so yeah, Tiny Chef has been saved. In case anyone in the chat didn't know this, because we talked about it last week, the team is getting ready to turn the tiny cameras back on in Chef's tree stump home because you have all saved Tiny Chef. He's not going to be back on Nickelodeon, but he is going to be back, I guess, like on YouTube because he has.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find
probably.
it. He has a YouTube channel. I found like there's a video of him singing "I Want It That Way," and it was so freaking funny. Like, little things make me laugh. So
Yeah, he's very cute.
oh, here it is. You want to see it? Sorry. I got it's gonna make Ian mad again. He's like, oh, I forgot he sounds like that. To hell with him. Because Ian said it. Here's the video that went viral and made everybody feel bad for him and save him.
What's it on Let's put a little tiny Sheffield. Hey, black a floating, black a kiwin.
He sounds like a sim.
Ready to cook
He
up
does.
black on a brilliant blanket. Cancelled? What do you mean cancelled? But listen, Blueberry had training, but she'll behave on set, I promise. But I have black ears that will blow your minds. I've been... But we put on a Blueberry.
We won an Emmy. Did they really win an Emmy?
I guess so.
Cake. Patty. Bluncake. Where? But all my friends.
Okay, that's enough. Ian says I cancel.
He's such a little fucking doofus, but
Yeah.
also I like him. So
Yeah, I mean, it was
that voice,
Nickelodeon.
hearing that voice more than once a fucking month would piss me off. But also, like, don't cancel the guy. He's a
I
cute
know,
little
I've-
green bean.
It's cute for kids, you know, when you
It
think of it like
is.
that way too. Like he's a sim that you can understand.
Yeah.
I would play I Want It That Way, but I think
Oof.
Ian will
goodbye.
leave. Ian will leave.
Poor Ian.
Yes, that's a new Fortnite skin, Spike. But yeah, he was saved. You know what? The creators might actually make more money doing it like on YouTube.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to make, but
Yeah,
I would
but
think
think of like
if it's a small team, they'd probably end up making more off YouTube.
think of like the views because kids stuff makes a lot of money.
It does.
they just
right? Because
rewatch
it's
and
advertiser
rewatch.
friendly, and then they get like obsessed almost with one thing. It's better than the Frozen song, that's for
Oh,
sure.
Gosh. I liked it the first few times I heard it, but hot take, I'm
Uh.
not a big Frozen fan. Like when people tried,
Nope.
not a lot of people, but there were a couple, even adults, that tried to argue with me that like when Frozen first came out, at least they're saying that it was better than Lion King, and I was like, your opinion is garbage.
Oh
Don't talk
God,
to me.
in no
Don't
world.
talk to me.
No.
She tries to kill her sister. What? I know that happens in Lion King, but you know, Scar's evil.
Yeah. Let it
Sorry.
go. Movie's fucking trash. The second one's better.
I actually didn't see the second one because I didn't love the first
The second one felt more mature, I guess, because they are going and they're trying to like find clues about their parents, and then they find out who their parents really were, and it's more of like a family story, which I really enjoyed.
Oh,
But the
okay.
first Frozen, I think I have a deep-seated hatred for it now, just because I've heard that song 8 billion times. And so the movie itself might be good, but I'm blinded by hatred now. So
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Don't argue. Exactly, MTV Steve. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I'm not going to argue with kids about it. Little kids at the time.
Oh,
look at
yeah,
it, I'm like,
no, they
okay,
can
that's
like
your
what
little
they like.
princess. But when an adult's like, it was better than Lion King, I'm like,
shut up.
go
No,
away.
it
Don't talk to
wasn't.
me ever again. Your opinion is trash. I don't care.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and even like the soundtrack. Like, come on, Elton John, stop. That was
Oh,
way better
gosh,
than
so
the
good.
Frozen soundtrack. Let me see here. What else was I going to bring up? There's a couple, but I want to bring up a good one. Oh, here, this one. I know you know a lot about this. I haven't kept up with it that much. I think no, I wasn't on Side Scrollers for this. It was when I left. They talked about it. I've seen a little bit about this though, but not much. I know you know a lot more because you actually done a couple videos on it.
Yeah.
Of the Stop Killing Games campaign. So the Minecraft creator Notch responded to Pirate Software's disapproval of the Stop Killing Games campaign. If buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft. So that's what
Yeah.
he said.
I mean, that's a saying that's been going around for a while.
Mhm.
And I completely agree with it. If these companies do not want to make it so we are owning our products, we should not feel bad for borrowing products, because that's ultimately what they expect us to do, is to pay to basically rent a license, and then they can rip it away from you no matter what. So it's basically borrowing. So what's the point to borrow? Let me not get you in trouble on YouTube. What's the point to borrow via the internet instead of spending money on it?
Jack Sparrowing it. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
yeah. That's a good way to put it. But I mean, Stop Killing Games is a good movement. I mean, they're just ultimately aiming to preserve video games after they're taken offline. And even over the past couple days, there have been several games that have been announced that are going to be going offline, like Anthem. I know most people point and laugh at Anthem because it was such a bad game, and I have like nostalgia for the game just because it was so bad. But that game's going offline. EA is shutting down Need for Speed Rival servers in October. There was another game that was just recently announced
The
that
Suicide Squad.
they're shutting down. Well, they haven't announced the closure, like the shutdown of Suicide Squad, but also they don't have an offline mode for that, and we know that it's not making them money. So I'm sure that they probably will end up shutting that down at some point here. There's also Steel Hunters, which was a game that only went into early access 3 months ago, and that's getting shut down too. So like clearly there is legitimacy to stop killing games. And funny enough, a couple of days ago, the what are they called exactly? They are called it's just Video Games Europe. I thought that they had a longer name. So Video Games Europe had put out a statement basically saying, "Oh, you guys don't know what you're asking for, and we're trying to protect gamers." And funny enough, you find out that Video Games Europe has board members from EA, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers Games, Epic, like all of the companies that are pushing live service. And apparently, according to the media, like Kotaku and The Gamer, they're not worried, guys. They're just trying to make a statement. Funny enough, today they released a 6-page statement on why you shouldn't support Stop Killing Games, just proving even further the legitimacy of Stop Killing Games.
Wow.
Guys, they're not afraid. These companies aren't worried at all. But also,
6
here's
pages.
us releasing 6 fucking pages of a statement to try to prove our point. And it's not even like, here, I'll put it in the private chat. It's not even like it's 6 pages of like double spaced 15 point. I mean, we're talking legitimate, like they're trying to make a legitimate argument here. It's ridiculous.
See, it'd be different if it was like, we're just gonna tweet like, "Hey, chill out, guys."
Yeah,
It's 6
like-
pages. That's writing an essay. That's writing
Right.
a little mini novel.
Yeah, that's, oh shit, we need to start actually backing ourselves up so in case we get fucking sued. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the
pretty
type of
much.
level here. And I understand that they're trying to use the argument that, we have to protect gamers. You know, if our service goes offline and somebody else has it, well, technically we're losing our IP and inappropriate things could happen on those servers. And they're also trying to frame it as, it's bad for developers because developers want to make live service games. No, they fucking don't. Developers don't care about live service. They just care about putting out, in a lot of cases, right, a product that they believed in. It's like, I don't like Dragon Age the Veilguard. I think it is absolutely trash. But the developers of that had said halfway through development, EA pushed them to go live service and they didn't want to. So EA, in part, because they're a board member here, is sitting saying, no, live service is good, guys. It's good for developers. When their own developers have said in the past, it's actually not good for them. So not a good look.
Yeah, I love how it's interactive entertainment. Unlike a book or a film, and a video game is not static work. I mean, I feel like it makes more sense to rent like a book or a film. I mean,
yeah,
you can rent a video
absolutely.
game. Like, I get that. They don't really have that anymore. That was actually, I remember back in the day, that was good when you didn't want to spend $80 on a
technically
freaking
you are
game.
renting from something like Game Pass, right? Because they will take it out of your library. Well, they'll take it out of your library when it's not there, and plus it's not like you can really buy like the DLC for it because you don't technically own the base game. So
Yeah.
like Game Pass is kind of like renting.
Yeah, but still,
And
you're not
PlayStation
spending $80
Plus.
to play each game.
Well, yeah,
you know what I
no.
mean? It's like, what, like
Right.
$10 a month or whatever. Even if it's like 20, I don't know how much Game Pass is, but
Yeah.
it's still
Well, the
way
reason why
cheaper.
these companies want live service is because 50% of the time, and this is an insane stat, 50% of the time spent in per month is in the top 10 live service games. So if you can make a live service game that can get into the top 10, you're automatically gaining an insane amount of players. So they figure we'll just keep pumping out live service, and if they don't work, we'll shut it down, which is, of course, what gamers are fighting against, which I completely agree with. I think that if you buy a product, you should own that product. It shouldn't be able to be ripped away from you whenever a developer feels like.
No, I totally agree with that too, especially like Hokies' point here for a single player game renting works. When you're doing online,
Well,
it's
right.
yeah, it's totally different. But yeah, wow, talk about panicking here. This is
Yo,
I'm
they're
only on
not
the
worried, guys. We swear. And of course they go for the, oh, we're trying to protect gamers, we're trying to protect consumers. It's like in Hollywood and a lot of industries, how they sit here and they say, well, we need to have a message with our product because we are trying to protect people, we're trying to change people's minds. No, you're not. You're trying to make money, and you're using the excuse of customer protection or consumer protections to try to get people on your side when you just sound fucking desperate.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like they probably could have gotten this across if they weren't scared and they just wanted to make a little point. A little tweet
Right.
would be okay, but no, they sent out a whole
Yep. And live service games
mini
make a
book
lot of
here.
money. And I don't blame companies for wanting to make money, but they also shouldn't blame us for wanting our purchases to be permanent. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that they need to always launch a game with an offline mode, but you should at least develop one. For something like Anthem, that should have had by now, how many years has it been? Like 7 years since Anthem came out?
Wow.
They should have developed an offline mode for that.
Yeah.
It's just that
No.
simple.
Absolutely. I totally agree with
Yeah, yeah.
that. I mean, think of like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
That's a one player game that they added online to, but just imagine if it was only online, people would be
Whew.
so upset. Same
Yeah.
with GTA. If like it was only an
Right.
online game and you couldn't go on and play.
Right. Imagine if they shut down GTA Online and then GTA didn't exist. Like there would be mass protests from players when the next GTA game came out.
Yeah, if they shut down Red Dead, I'd be like out there with my little picket. No, I'm
With your
kidding. Yeah,
pickaxe.
like, get
Yeah.
out of here. Give me my game back. No, Red Dead 2, I'm biased about that because that's one of my favorite games. I love the Red Dead Redemption games. Their stories are just so beautiful.
They're so
I
amazing.
think that they're better than GTA. Like that's Rockstar's best in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited. I want to play the new story that they updated it, and I was shocked to see that they updated and added a new DLC. Well, I don't know if it's considered DLC, maybe.
Yeah, I did hear about that, but I don't know exactly what it is.
It was Strange Stories in the West or something is what it's called.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I talked about it last week. It's like Strange Stories in the West, and I was just so happy to see that they updated it because I love Red Dead Online, and I thought they were done with it, but it looks like, and people, I guess some GTA fans were like up in arms, probably like 5 of them, but someone wrote an article that they were
Yeah.
so upset that Red Dead 2 Online got an update before GTA 6 came out. I'm like, shut up.
Nah, it doesn't really. They're different player bases, or even if they're not, like, what does it matter? Obviously, there are different teams that are working on these different projects. It's not like, I don't know, we just took 500 developers that were working on GTA to go and make this other update. So,
Yes. See, Strange Tales of the West emerge in Red Dead Online. So yeah, it's
that's so cool.
yeah, it's just a new. Oh yeah, it's a plague. So it's kind of like they brought, from Red Dead Redemption 1,
Yeah.
Undead Nightmare over to Red Dead 2, and I'm all for that because you can play with friends. I've
Yeah,
been
see,
saying
that's
I would
awesome.
love if they did a Red Dead on like the first Red Dead online where you could do Undead Nightmare with friends.
That would be so good. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. So this I'm excited for. I got to play it. I just updated it. So I want to see if possibly get some of my old crew together or something and play this. I don't know if anyone even still like plays the online,
I
but
feel
I'd
like
love
nobody's
to.
been playing it, but now it'd be interesting to see how many people end up, re-downloading it or even buying it for the first time because of this.
Yeah. No, I would do it alone, but I feel like it would be like online is just so much more fun. when you
Online,
have
yeah, online's
friends.
way better.
Like I logged on the other day just to see, and in true Red Dead Online fashion, something weird happened immediately. The water was on fire, and I'm just standing there staring at it. I was like, I wish I was live for this. Something
Yeah.
crazy always happens when I do Red Dead 2 online. When I was playing with friends, probably the last time I did, we're going to like drop off something, and we go past a herd of bears.
Yeah.
Just like 20 bears, and we stopped to look at them, and the horses aren't getting like freaked out or anything, so we know it was definitely hackers. And we ended up killing them all. My chat was like, you heathens, they were just trying to live in peace. And we're like, well, you get money for the bears, like what do you want from me?
That's what it is. Not my
But
problem.
I know, but it was funny. Like sometimes the hackers are funny. but then
Yeah.
sometimes they ruin it and it's not
Right, they
fun.
ruin the whole experience.
So I'm wondering if Rockstar, since they updated the game, if they're cracking down on hackers in that game. Because I know they were just running rampant for a while, and nobody wanted to actually play the game because of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because I know Rockstar used to like be pretty like crack down pretty hard on hackers, at least for like GTA.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I guess we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I wanna play it. So
That'll be good.
this one's for you, Vara. Cajun Corey for 5. Hey, Vara, who runs Old McDonald's Farm? The CIEIO.
That's a good one.
He's waiting. He's like, when is she going to read? I need to see the reaction. I'm kidding, Corey. I think he's still here. I don't think he said bye.
That's a good one.
Oh gosh, you're just trying to make her mad
No,
now.
no, stop. Stop.
Revan.
It's not even funny. It's not even funny.
Don't even joke
Stop.
about it.
You're giving them ideas.
They take the horrible ideas.
Yeah, they would.
Lexicon Hellhound for 5. Thank you. I am a man, not a stream of revenue, or accept super chats to Wicked and Vara, I guess. Thank you, Lexicon. We appreciate your super chats and, you just hanging out in the chat with us. No.
It is not. It's not funny. Stop.
Yep, he did need to see your reaction. Okay, so he waited just for that. Oh my gosh. Does Revan? Oh, it can't be Brie. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we need to come up with every excuse to not have them do that. It'd be our luck that they do something like Brie Larson as Mara Jade.
Yeah.
That's not all right.
I would say the only role, and chat's gonna yell at me for this, but it's one of my guilty pleasures, even though it does have a cult following. I like Scott Pilgrim. That's the only movie I like
are
her
you gonna
in.
play the new Scott Pilgrim game?
Yeah.
I never was into Scott Pilgrim. Like, I've watched it. It's fine, but I'm just not that into it. I don't know.
That's why I say it's like a guilty pleasure, because I watch it and I'm like cracking up at it and I'm like, this is just so stinking silly, but I love it. Like it's like a comfort movie for me. Like the scene, I love the scene where Knives comes and she's like, is Scott here? And he's like, he just left. He jumps out the window. Like just the silly things like that. And then he has to put his arm back in to grab the coat and his friend's like trying to cover it. Like it's silly.
That's good.
But it's the original game was like a fun beat 'em up game, and I love stuff like that too. So it's like arcade style. So
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check out the new game. But yeah, that's the only movie I can say I actually liked Brie Larson in, but that was before she became insufferable.
Yeah, see, she wouldn't even be half bad if she wasn't such a meanie on social media and in interviews.
Yeah, like
half the problem with her are the statements that she ends up making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's still not as bad as Rachel Zegler.
Yeah,
at all.
No.
But
Rachel Zegler was insufferable.
She wins insufferable human of the decade.
Yep.
But no, with Brie Larson, because this was like an argument that she actually does sing. There's 2 versions of that song that she sings in Scott Pilgrim, but she does sing the one version, and people are like, no wonder her career didn't take off. She should have just did like this kind of like alternative rock.
Yeah, I think that she was pretty good at it.
She was, and then people were like, well, yeah, but she doesn't want white men headbanging to her music.
No, she doesn't.
So, like, there you go. If that's fair.
Yeah.
I think, what did she tried to go for like a poppy vibe when she sang. I may have heard something from her, but I can't recall any of it. I just know the song. Well, from Scott
clearly
Pilgrim.
none of it worked out given she went to Marvel, and we see how that went. The Marvels was so bad.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch Captain Marvel either. So.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. I don't know. I thought that the general story of Captain Marvel was good, but half the time her acting was just way off. And then the Marvels was atrocious. Gosh. Not good.
No. I'd seen like clips from it, and I remember their promotion was like those weird cat streams on YouTube that I think Disparu watched more than he wants to admit of that, and like slipped into madness because he was just like, what is this? I need to see if something's gonna happen.
And then nothing happened.
That's still not as bad as the chair stream. I didn't watch the chair stream. I waited because I know some people that sat there and waited because they wanted to drop the news as soon as it came out. For
Oh,
the
with the
Marvel.
back of the chairs, and everyone's like, they're literally gonna announce everybody's coming back. Scarlett Johansson's gonna be here. Chris Hemsworth is gonna be here. Robert Downey Jr. The whole gang's getting back together, and then it was just a million chairs, and there was like 3 good names in there.
I remember, I think like the next day I was on Valiant stream and he was like, "So what did you think about the stream?" And I was like, "The chairs."
I didn't watch the chair
I
stream.
didn't watch it either.
Nope.
Like, it's just
I
like,
saw the highlights. I saw the list. That's good enough for me. I don't
It's
have time to sit and watch the back of chairs.
some
That's
people
so stupid.
sat and watched the whole thing because they, they thought more was
Right.
going
They
to come
were
of
thought
it.
that we were gonna get some major name drops.
And then it was just chairs. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
so
just
sorry.
chairs
I hope
and
that you had
90%
liquor.
mediocre.
Like, I hope, like, I don't know if it was early, and like, I hope you had some like liquor in your coffee or something for that,
Yeah.
because that would have been rough to sit through. Like,
Feels bad.
I would have just felt like had wine and probably fallen asleep, honestly.
Yeah.
So for like a last little topic here, I thought this was just kind of funny. Did you ever hear about this? Akon's 6 billion
I didn't
futuristic
know about this until like yesterday. Like,
Wakanda
what?
mega city in Senegal, Africa has reportedly been abandoned. I remember seeing like a video on this, and like he owed a lot of people money, and like I think he like kind of messed up the neighboring.
Didn't they only build like one building and that was it? After it was like 6 or 7 years. Maybe it's longer actually. 2018.
Yeah, he wanted to like. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I think
So-
I'm thinking of something else like that.
So
messed
like
up the
7
neighboring
years.
city.
Where was he gonna get $6 billion?
I know.
Who
ain't
did
making
he
music
really think was
anymore.
gonna fund him?
In Africa too? Like,
Right.
They're not doing.
It's not
that
like
well,
you're gonna
though.
get US investors to invest in some random futuristic, like if the US investors wanted a city, they'd want it in the US.
Yeah, see right here. Honestly, that would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
A 2020 launch ceremony marked the beginning of the project, but by mid 2024, only a single unfinished reception hall stood on the site.
Wow, that's good. Ah, yes. Very nice.
Local leaders voiced disappointment over the lack of development as the area remained largely unchanged despite initial promises of job creation and economic
Yeah, I
growth.
mean, I could completely understand why people would be upset for a project that big. And you'd inevitably have millionaires and billionaires traveling there to at least see it, even if it's only once. Like, imagine the press, just that entire area would get, and how many jobs would have existed because of a project this size. But, like,
I think it looks weird. That looks like a rock. Like, like when you're walking around the beach, you find a cool rock when you're a kid, and you're like, I'm gonna take this home. That's what that looks like to me. Or like a
yeah, I
shell
don't
that
know.
has, like, a
and then
hole
and
through
then
it.
there's like on the left side the squiggles in the water, like the random fucking lines of trees. Like, what is that supposed to? What's that supposed to be? What are you trying to do there?
I know.
You know
is it
what
like
this entire thing looks like? It looks like a shoe. It looks like one of those Balenciaga shoes.
Oh my gosh, it does. Like when you look at it that way, there's
Yeah,
the heel.
It really does. I don't know why.
Wow.
It just looks bad.
Is there another picture? No, just Akon.
Just Akon.
I'm gonna
What's Akon
build-
even been up to besides, I guess, scamming people out of their money?
Look. Oh, make it like a bum plug. Oh, no.
Oh,
Well,
stop.
now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that.
No.
he
Why,
obviously-
Ian? No. Why did you have to say that?
Now it's not a shoe. I felt
No,
better
I'm
when it was.
still,
a
I'm still
shoe.
going with the shoe. I'm gonna ignore Ian. Yep.
I'm gonna ignore it.
I don't even know what Ian said.
I don't know
It's just
either.
so bizarre. Like, what? And what is that structure even supposed to be? If it's supposed to be a building, what's a building for?
I don't know. Like it's Akon's house or something.
The
like, where's
Akon
the-
parties.
Oh no. Might have been a thing. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Just for clarification.
surely.
We totally believe
surely.
you. We totally believe you, Ian. Don't worry.
It's just a bad design all around. It makes no sense to me.
No, and I'm trying to look.
Where
like, I
does
guess-
that road go? You know,
To
is
nowhere.
it just gonna stop after the picture? Because there's nothing else in that area. Because they showed like a shot of the one building that was built, which by the way looks like it's falling apart. I don't know what
Yeah,
their plan was.
this looks like some kid in Sims was like, "I'm gonna make a castle."
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know, man. And I'm looking like I don't know if this is supposed to be like houses or what, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of like actual architecture going on. It's all trees and sand,
It
and
was
then a couple
supposed to be a
bridges.
1.2 billion resort plan, and they were supposed to create 15,000 jobs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's a good point, Wallfish. If Akon was serious about improving, you could have just started with investing in basic infrastructures there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. I don't want to look at this anymore because Ian ruined it.
Yeah, he did kind of ruin it. Yeah, not even gonna lie. Sorry, Ian, but like you're gonna have to release your 6-page apology on that.
Yes, I expect it by tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Timer starts now. John Thomas, thank you for your member 17 months. Brie got a bad rap. She listened to bad PR reps. The last Nissan commercial, she was completely different, likable even, not even the drop the taco.
Drop the taco, no.
Oh my
I
god.
put in the private chat the one building that they've
Oh, here
made
we
in the
go.
past 6 years. That's insane. That's crazy.
Hold
If
on,
you
let me
want to
pause
help
this.
people and you want to create jobs, I don't know, create like a small scale city
Yeah.
instead of that. That's so fucking sad.
That is
Whew. That's definitely Akon City, guys. The building isn't even done.
I don't even know what that looks like. That looks like, the Fallout shelter. Like the way when you break, you know what I mean? When you break into the
No,
shelters.
not the Fallout shelter.
That's what it looks like.
Oh no.
Like that's all I could see. It's like, oh, I can see the rooms like from our view. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. He made a Fallout bunker. Oh.
It's a rust base. It kind of is. Is it made of cardboard? Yes. That's bad.
Yeah, that's awful. Well,
It's not even
Akon-
a completed building. That's pretty good. I guess I salute the guy for vision, I suppose.
He's like, I'm gonna do something. See, that would look weird too. And if I don't know what like material they were gonna use, but if it was like steel or something, wouldn't that get hot in Africa? Like I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know what material they were gonna use for that. Like
I don't
it
even know what
looks-
material they used for the half building they made.
This looks like maybe concrete.
Here's
but-
here's another image of it close up. Like they didn't even finish the one building. It's I think it's made of wood. I think that's entirely made of wood. Now what they would put around the wood, I don't know. I'm not a fucking architect, right? I don't know what material they use,
might-
but it's wood.
You might be able to build a better Akon City than Akon, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty bad. I don't know.
$1.6 billion right there, folks, or however
I
much it
feel
was.
like if someone gave me 20 grand, I could build that myself. You know, how much money actually went into this besides buying the land? It looks like
Yeah.
they just went to Home Depot and they got a bunch of wood. That's bad. I don't know.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Yikes. Lucifer the Doberman, thank you for the Canadian 5. Watch Empire of Dust. It shows how impossible it is to get projects done in Africa.
Mm.
Well, see, did anyone tell Akon that? Because if he would have done this in
Guess
America,
not.
it probably would have taken off. He would have had
Yeah.
investors like, oh, a resort by Akon? Sure, why not? Let's do it. There's always someone dumb
And
enough.
Akon, like it's not even like it's, I don't know, an Elon Musk, right? Who has connections, who has money, who has like resources. We're just talking about Akon. I don't know. Maybe Akon has a laundry list of properties and he's got an architect degree that I don't know of, but I don't think he does.
I don't think
He
so
did have
either.
investors. Oof. That's bad.
Oh, if we invited Savvy, you could do a live action Powerpuff Girls. I guess that would work. Blossom
Yeah.
Bubbles and Buttercup. Oh man. Well, I think we basically covered everything we wanted to talk about today and then some because we went off on our Arkham rant again and
Yeah, we did. It's inevitable. We always need to put a half hour aside for Batman talk.
yes, games were just so good and then like what we got afterwards from Rocksteady was just absolute garbage. I was
Heartbroken.
outraged. I didn't play it. I watched clips and I was
It was
disgusted.
fucking terrible.
I know that they ended up like going back on like the killing the Batman thing on there, but I'm like, no, the
Haha,
image
just
is in my
kidding,
head.
guys. We didn't actually kill Batman.
That image
Haha.
like wrecked me.
Yeah.
I did not like seeing that. Yeah, no. Ian with another 50 pounds. Ian, thank you so much. I'll bet anything. What happened is a bunch of project designers based in Dubai said they could totally design it and pull it off before it all went to Game of Thrones. Ian, thank you so much. Here, I didn't play enough clips. Let's give you what am I gonna play here? Trying to find something that I didn't play yet. I'm like messed up because I usually have my stream deck. So here we go. Batman thumbs up. Oh yeah. There you go. I forgot. Like I'm sometimes by myself and I'll be like this, trying to like get the thumbs, and I'm like, my arms aren't long enough.
Close enough.
We got it. Vara knew the assignment before I even said anything. Thank you, Ian. But thanks again for coming on. What do you have going on? Like, I know you have probably at least 5 videos coming out tomorrow.
Every day I put out a couple videos, but right now I have to finish Lies of P, and the next week Bonanza comes out, and then the week after is Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, which I'm super excited for both of those games. I really hope that they'll both end up being good, but other than that, just, gaming live streams and video commentating.
I need to get a Switch too eventually because the reason I wanted it was for Donkey Kong. I still didn't get the Switch 2. I will. Like I think
it wasn't
could.
worth it at launch because a lot of the games that they were adding Switch 2 enhancements to or like upgrades, those weren't at release. And the only other thing was really like Rune Factory's cool and then Mario Kart. So
yeah, that's what everyone was saying. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm like, because I really want Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I don't even need to get that the minute it drops.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of waiting. And I will get the Mario Kart bundle too because I feel like that's worth it.
It is, yeah, for sure. Because Mario Kart World is fun.
It looks fun. I'm like, but I haven't. The thing is, I hadn't touched my Switch in a while because I'm one of those people that buys all the games on Steam during like the summer sales, the spring sales stuff, and I'm like, I've got all these games that I need to play, and I don't touch them. So why am I buying another console? Calm down. Someone just sent me a Nintendo 64, and I have the retro tank, and I'm like, I'm gonna play Donkey Kong 64 on stream.
Bonanza's coming out next week.
I know. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Everyone's gonna be playing Bonanza, and I'm gonna be sitting here playing Donkey Kong 64, just living my best life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll eventually get it. I'll have to watch your streams and see like what you think of the gameplay and all that. It looks good. I love Donkey Kong, so I think I'm gonna love it.
Probably, yeah.
But it would be nice to get some thoughts on it first because it's how much is that one? $80?
It's an investment, right? It's going to be $70, and then on top of that, I mean the Switch price, and if you want the Pro controller, so it's a hefty fee.
Yeah, so I'll wait after summer. I traveled and did a lot of summer, so it can wait.
Yeah.
I don't need my wallet to be like just like dried up. But thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. Anytime, I've already told you whenever you want me to come on, just send me a message. I'm usually pretty free. And I will actually be live again in about an hour playing Sea of Thieves. I know we haven't played that in over a month, so the crew's going to get together and just play for a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I'll be live in about an hour as well doing some topics, so.
Okay. Yeah. I was looking because I was going to send it.
Lots of streams.
You didn't set it up yet, right?
I have set it up, yeah.
I didn't see it. Probably because I usually just look for live. That's why I'm dumb.
Yeah, I'll be live at like 9 p.m., so it won't be for a bit anyway.
Okay, well, make sure you guys are all subbed to Vara. I have all of her stuff in the description, and my mods have been dropping her link as well. So make sure you go over there and say hi later. But yeah, we're gonna go. Thank you again for coming on. You guys have been awesome tonight. This was a lot of fun.
Of course, yeah.
We'll see you next time. Bye.